I have got a lot of I have got a lot of recommendation on YouTube about Leslie Nielsen because I saw someone who was talking about the gag from the Fugitive parody where he's running from the train and then hides from it and then it looks around the corner.
Didn't it also have a gag where his legs were like a foot apart?
Yeah, yeah.
You saw them rolling around. Yeah, we need to watch that one, Wrongfully Accused. That was
Yeah,
a dumb film.
It was a
Also,
very dumb film.
Also, that was the first thing said on the session as we begin Rescue at Raxis. I just let Scotch go on his monologue there while pressing start.
Yeah, makes sense.
Last time, the party did some small social things, but mainly wasted time with their fucking animals.
Like you do.
As a result, very little got done. Progress was not made, and the dwarf struck the elf. The partial elf. But he struck her fully, not partially.
I mean, the tiefling got started on working on her boots.
Yes, she's working on her blade heels.
Yeah, the dwarf got banned from the arena.
It's not like her fault.
Rain had a bad day.
Raina did something that she normally... Well, Rain did something she normally doesn't do. She told the truth, and is now having to face the consequences for it. But she's also accepted to go on a date with a necromancer. History goes in circles for some people, because they don't fucking learn. And then I remember asking, what's Malagern and Arzul doing? And just not much of an answer.
We did stuff.
I'm trying to teach a not cat how not to eat a kobold. That is a good start.
And there was the mystery of Varrock. That took a while.
Yeah.
Varrock.
But so we resume.
You know what he's cooking?
It's all on you guys. Go for it. Also, this is great. For some reason, because I haven't updated the Roll20 Enhanced module, there are 2 scroll bars on my choose page, you know, for the various maps. One of these bars goes nowhere. The other bar goes everywhere.
Excellent.
That's fucking great. I'd share a screenshot of it, but that would also reveal what all the map names are.
This one is the map that's called, this is where Malgern dies, this is where Rena dies, this is where...
No. As I have pointed out many times over, the main thing that's going to kill you is the consequences of your own actions. I don't have to set up anything specific. We know what's going to happen. But let's jump to... Would you ever stay on the region map or the town map?
Let's do the town map.
Yeah, the other map was mostly discussing about traveling once we get to that part.
I mean, did that come to a conclusion?
No.
No, it was more like a suggestion to begin with. Like, at the moment, I think we're just waiting for kind of what the results are going to be after rescuing the nobles.
Indeed. And now, resume. Because this is still all on you guys.
Yeah, but what time of day is it right now?
You have no idea. You'd never bought a clock, you stingy bastard.
Okay, well,
the sun is in the sky.
Yes.
We were leaving off with it just being potentially you're getting to the dates, or there's still time to fuck about and do things and interact. We're in that nebulous period of, do we want to trigger this event flag or not?
I'm flying for event flag.
If you've got anything you want to do, or bring up, or communicate among the party members.
About what time is it?
Welcome to 5 minutes ago.
That was pretty
I just went over that PO.
Yeah.
Sorry. Well, no. You said like, oh, it's for the date. When is the date?
The date is basically dinner time, evening. So we'll say around 6 or 5, you know, when the sun is starting to move downwards.
That was pretty good, though.
Yeah, I just wanted to know if we were there now, or if if there was some other. There
We'll
was
say
no
you're in
time.
the bracket of just past midday to the date.
Okay.
No,
Because,
I've got nothing then.
because I was thinking that maybe we should go to the uh the temple area and kind of try and figure out something about these dragon masks
Yes.
we brought with us. Now, do you think that Castalia would want to be dragged out of work for this, or
Well, she
just be
showed up early
notified?
for work, got her project sorted. Now, I
Yeah.
mean, she could go back to her shift, but she's kind of got the freedom of the day. Like, Yosef didn't say, come on back to the forge or anything right away.
Yeah, I'm just asking for.
No, I'm just elucidating for Pio because it's been a while. Like, Yosef didn't say you have to return immediately to the forge, and the halfling's currently working on the plans.
Then yeah, likely Castalia would definitely want to go.
All right.
It was actually something when I was thinking about, what I would do on the next day. That was pretty high up there.
But first,
All
begin
right.
product of lethal high heels. Anyone else
What about?
going? Because I noticed there's just two of you blowing spit bubbles in the corner.
Is Sarsul curious about this?
Somewhat. It was an interesting thing to find. He's
I,
gonna.
I would think that it might be related to your lot.
Yeah, I would think Zarzul would be like
Seems a little
really
racist.
up for it.
Just because he's a
Yeah.
little dragon doesn't mean he's involved in all things dragon related.
Well, he does worship a dragon.
Yes. But not all dragons are created equal. Mine's better than most.
Pretty sure
All
it's
right.
going
Well,
to be a sin
I
on
think
someone's list.
yeah. And what about Rain and Melgurn?
Well, it depends. Rain is spending a lot of time in the room with the Pufflesworth, so if somebody went and got her, she'd probably
Yeah.
tag along.
Okay. Well.
Is any?
Well,
I don't think anyone's going to bother her. Really, let's just move along.
Yeah, we don't need to bring her, guys. It's fine.
She's gonna bring the owl bear.
That
Yeah.
is
Now
true.
it's actually clever.
No. If we're going to the temple, she's leaving the owl bear because she knows better.
Yeah. I was
Does
just
she though?
Yes.
Does she though?
Well,
Mm,
if no
maybe.
one else, if no one else is gonna go up there, Cornelia is going up there, since you could probably use someone of dubious scholarly qualities to also assist.
I thought we established that Rain was going along as well.
Yeah. Well, you said if someone went up there, so I thought maybe you wanted to
Okay.
roleplay the scene
Oh yes,
instead
okay.
of me
Role
just
playing in my role
entirely.
playing game.
And Castalia's at the door knocking, with Zarzul in hand.
Down.
In hand. I'm just holding it. I'm not holding you.
Yeah. Rena, this is your line.
Come in.
That open door. Ah, are you doing anything?
Hang on. As he walks across the wooden floor. There's a cat nearby.
Oh,
It hisses.
Oh.
Now go on.
There's a cat that hisses?
How would there be a cat?
You're in a
I
big
can think
town.
of a
There's
reason
plenty of
there'd be a
cats.
cat. I can think of a
Oh.
reason why there'd be a cat.
Are you doing anything right now?
No, not particularly. I'm just spending some time with Pufflesworth.
You look upon the figure of Rain, the healer and wizard. This is a woman who is clearly doing nothing of importance whatsoever. She cradles this loathsome little monster. This hideous little creature that has drawn blood on several occasions, including hers. and she's lavishing attention upon it. He is the center of her world. So no, she's not doing anything important. You've seen the beginnings of the lifestyle of a crazy Catwoman.
Well, I was thinking that we were going to go to the temple district to take to maybe get a little more information about the dragon mask we found.
Oh, yeah, that does seem like a good idea. Okay, yeah.
And possibly also informing them about the location of the place.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I should probably come along for that, shouldn't I?
Oh yeah, we took one of the clay tablets with us, didn't we? The ones that were like looking like scales and things were written on.
Yep.
We did, yeah.
Yeah. Hang on just a moment. I'm gonna need some paper and some charcoal.
It was a grand stick figure, and he drew a smile on the sun. All in all, it was a happy picture.
No, I'm gonna cast enlarge on the scale, and then gonna take a.
You don't have to speed run that shit.
Yeah, instead of me having to constantly do enlarge, reduce on it.
You've got 1 minute to do a rubbing of the whole thing with proper accuracy and legibility.
I would imagine that shouldn't take that long.
You'd be surprised to get it proper. Anyway, that is something
Not
you
a
get
minute.
done.
Right, just in case. Tablet robbing.
Incidentally, if you've never looked it up, cuneiform is a fascinating thing. It's the old Babylonian language, which they pressed little symbols into clay tablets.
Oh yeah. Yeah, wasn't that before like math really existed?
Yeah, that was basically before. It was kind of the earliest writing system that's been found.
Yeah.
But it wasn't quite before math, because that's the problem with it. Majority of it was just invoices and receipts.
Yeah.
But it was an awesome idea to it. Anyway. As another bonus, there are videos on it starring Irvin Finkel, who works at the Royal Institute and basically looks like a wizard. He is exactly the kind of guy you would think does that job.
Isn't that also the guy with the Royal Game of Ur?
Yep.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Irving Finkel.
He basically looks like he always existed at some point in the museum.
Yeah, he came into existence when the museum was made. He is exactly what you think.
Yeah. That is the best way to put it.
And it's included in the way he speaks and acts as well. But you have your tablet rubbings.
There we go. Should probably have done that before, back in the temple as well, but didn't exactly have charcoal with me.
Yes, where did you get that charcoal?
I assume just from the fireplace in the kitchen.
You assume, do you? It's making assumptions here. I believe your gold could make assumptions for you instead. Moving on. So, the 4 of you head up?
Yes.
Malgurn, the fuck are you doing?
That's a good question. I want to thank you for asking it. What are we all doing? It's a real question here.
No, the rest of them are currently doing something. They have something in their slot. What about you? You're banned from the arena.
Yeah. That sucks. It's all Rain's fault. I mean,
There is a list of winners on a wall in a bar for drinking contests, and your name's not there.
I could say I'm practicing for the next drinking contest, but let's try to be more creative here, shall we?
So he's being an unredeemable alcoholic.
You're
Got it.
engaging in a lifestyle choice.
Dwarf. He's a dwarf. Of course he is.
Is he a dwarf, though? That's been a recurring theme for Malgurn as well.
I hate you all.
You've still got marks on you from when you were flagellated by a fucking beard.
You can't prove that.
I mean, I can create it. I am the proof. Malgurin has lost an eye from when he was flagellated by a fucking beard.
Oh man, can you imagine?
All ranged rolls are at disadvantage.
Oh.
It'll
I
actually
can
be the other way
still
around.
toss it.
It'd be the other way around, actually. All melee rolls will be a disadvantage.
Sure.
Yeah, bad depth perception. Anyway. So what are you gonna do, if anything? You could say you're doing nothing, because we expect that.
Oh, that wasn't very nice.
Come on, man.
I don't want to say I'm doing nothing because he put me on the spot now. Blah, blah, blah.
I mean, you can hang out with Magron, or you go up to the other pub that we are popular with.
You see that? The rest of them are on the move.
Yeah, what's Megrin up to? Because I got kicked out of the arena, so now I got to figure out something else to do with my time.
Well, maybe you brought him up. Castalia may have conveyed that she saw him at the theater recently, which is reopened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then we're going to the theater where I saw that shitty play.
What do you mean? You were probably the best. You were probably the one who was best described in that. You were
Yeah.
the wizard.
And I wasn't Frida. I mean, I haven't seen him in a while. Maybe he was a lady all along. I don't know.
I mean, he's a human, so could be. How much attention do you pay to them?
I don't know. Are they really going to be around that long?
What's the deal with human genders? I mean, they're just skinny. Men are just slightly fatter women without boobs and more hair. They're not like all the other races.
What's the deal with humans?
So you trot your way down to the theater. Let's get back to the Temple District.
Okay.
Along the way, there is the usual hustle and bustle of the city. It is quite busy, although you're starting to see more of a consistency in the type of people. There's a lot more sort of leather armor, there's scale, there's a few spears, some of them with cork tips. There's generally a heavier mercenary presence. And you get into the Temple District, and yeah, that's completely expected. There's a few more people on their knees on mats with bowls beside them, some illegible signs. People looking for alms. There's still the body Kobold House. And at one point there was even a gigantic dragonborn spotted, with several children riding his shoulders. You know, doing heroic-like things.
Like a certain dwarf.
You've got to live to be a hero, man. So you're just going to head into the All Faiths Temple, the biggest one?
I mean, what other choices are there?
Well, you haven't really wandered this area. You could scope it out. There might be just some little hermit, isolated scholar or two. There could be some shady place. Hiding among the gleaming buildings. You could try to seek out a temple exclusively to a god of knowledge and learning.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be a good idea. Hang on, let me get a book here so I can actually see what god that is. Everyone else is.
Well, it's
free to-
obviously Lar. That guy.
Who?
Well,
That guy.
that guy.
That guy.
Yeah.
Ah. Akma. There we go. God of knowledge. Blank scroll. So anything else?
Well, I mean, on
Hey,
the
if you
back of a
wanna see
PH. Hmm?
Yeah, I was just wanted to say that if there are any other gods you want to see right now, let me know because I have the list open so I can look at it, so I don't have to look it up later.
No, like I said, this is just a sort of Pantheon place. Like, all the normal sort of gods are listed. The only weird omissions you've noticed have been stuff like Bahamut is not worshipped here.
Oh. Eh, makes a little sense.
Although, you'd have to roll religion or some sort of investigation if you want to really pick out what is missing here by omission. Because the kind of thing where, well, they got a lot of symbols here. You know, you're not really specifically looking all that hard.
I am not religious right now.
What a shock,
Nope, not religious either.
says the devil.
Okay.
I did vote for the devil.
Hang on, he's rolling his sleeves up.
Don't worry, man. I
You got
got
this,
this.
Arzul. You got
We
this.
got this, guys. We got this.
Yeah.
Hey!
The problem is,
Religion.
Arzul, do you really know many gods?
I know one. Sort of.
That one is not there.
Alright,
Doesn't matter.
You're noticing a couple of symbols that you're seeing on mercenary shields. Like, some match up to the holy symbols. And there's a few, you know, jingling symbols around guys' necks, and a couple you're not seeing there. Like, there's no helm.
Okay, maybe I don't got this.
You've got this to agree. I mean, you've spotted one. And you've been chased away by people who proclaim that as their deity.
At one there, maybe, possibly. Who knows?
Yeah.
Mm,
well, I mean, yeah, it is kind of odd that Helm isn't represented here.
Also, a couple of gods, I forget the name of right now, for... no, Lathander is there, but there is a... I'm trying to remember, there was a minor god of, like, farming, agriculture. But they're not there, basically. Just the big one.
Shantia, goddess of agriculture.
I think that's the one, yeah. I might have been looking for the older Pantheon on the Forgotten Realms wiki. But I can't find in my notes where it is.
I mean, if you remember what god it is, I can mention it right now because I have the book open.
No, like I'm saying, I was looking through the Forgotten Realms one, so it might be older edition. Might not be listed in 5th. There's quite a
Okay,
few
they
that are like
list-
that.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
the Forgotten Realms one has everything, and then like some of the stuff in 5th edition, there's been an upheaval.
But importantly, it doesn't matter because they're not there. It's like the commoner's farming deity that's not there.
Which pantheon would this be?
For fuck's sake, move on.
Just know that the protection agriculture isn't represented in the town.
All
Like,
right.
and I guess the agriculture makes sense because why would they be in this town? There's no farming going on in the town. But protection, yeah, that's a bit weirder.
Helm, also quite a famous lad. He was a big
Uh,
deal during the Spell Plague.
Yeah.
But in any case, do you want me to roll an investigation to see if I can find Orkma?
Yeah, it's basically just asking directions, see if you can get there quick enough. Because the Temple District, they are very handy if you're looking to go somewhere. It all depends, however, because, you know, there are places that people want to lead you to, but it all depends, man. Do you have that?
Je ne sais quoi.
That's a one word for coins, yes. Do you have enough, you know, to make it interesting? But yeah, with that, it is easy enough. You are practically led straight line from one cleric to another. It's a lovely place. Like, you're not a big religious type. You, of course, worship many, because everyone does out of habit. But this place looks like somewhere you would like to spend time. It looks like a bookstore, but carved in stone. The outer facade is very lovely. It's a very modest building. It's only one floor. And it doesn't have the great spires and towers and whatnot. It is practically a square box. But inside, everything is organized. The books are straight. Nothing's leaning. There's nothing mold. You know, there's no mold. None of the bookshelves are bending because they're made of solid stone. Stepping inside, you just get that great breath of mustiness. Yes, no incense fouling up the pages. This is ink and dusty pages.
Rain is starting to feel less depressed.
And there's a few assorted people wandering around, some in their simple plain robes, spectacles hanging. One dude who is just completely festooned and bound, wrapped up scrolls around his limbs. He looks like the mercenary type.
He requires more purity seals.
It is kind of that look. But he's bound in them instead.
Huh.
There's a sort of semi-middle-aged man who walks across. Dwarven in nature. Very straight-edge beard, like it is just a 90-degree from his chin downwards. So, do you have business?
Ah, yes. Good evening. Name is Cornelius Sent.
Can we help you in your quest to find what you need?
Well, I certainly hope so. You see, we've come in possession of these wooden dragon masks.
Dragon, you say? You see his eyes widen up a bit. Ooh.
Yes, I do believe we may have uncovered a old hidden dragon cult.
My. Alright, you better step on in. I'm gonna get someone a few levels above. But
Okay.
yes, if you just head on in there, he gestures to a small little alcove. It's just a reading nook. Just wait there for a moment. Is there any?
Thank you.
And if you're quite interested, there are also many tomes here. But for a small donation, you are free to read on the premises.
That sounds very interesting. Thank you very much.
Doesn't take long. There is the approach. Old, wizened, unsettlingly elvish. Because you don't see wrinkles on an elf most of the time. You don't see folds in the skin and blotches and liver spots. Not on those pointy ears. But these pointy ears are drooping. It's like some of his face is detached from the front of his skull and just slipped forward a bit. He walks not in a decrepit way, but he just looks like, you know, you could push a finger through his papery face. Still got those fucking perfect teeth, though. Even if one eye looks to be getting a bit milky. So, you have in your possession items of nefarious worship?
Perhaps. I would. My guess is yes, considering some of the other items we found, but we were not able to bring with us.
I see.
And we do have a name.
That is good. I will need to inscribe all of yours.
I more meant what is likely related to what we're going to ask.
Well, that too. All will be noted down and carefully adjusted. I am
right.
Father Aldegrast. And
Good
just for
evening,
fun.
Father Aldegrast. My name is Cornelius Sent.
Scribble,
I
scribble.
am Castalia von Palia.
Yep.
Rain.
Just rain.
Although I don't say that because the next thing I know, it'll be put in the book as just rain.
A paladin.
Sure.
Zazul of the Giddim tribe.
Not one of the local ones. Good, good.
We won't have to bring out the rolled up newspaper just yet.
Yes, that is all in order. He continues to scribble and write, though you are done giving him information for now. And your follow-up of the name, I assume, of the being they worship or member of worship.
Azidahaka.
Z. Do you
Yes.
know the provenance of the wording? Was it written in a script you are familiar with?
Yes. So we managed to, and I procure one of the small, like clay scales. I was able to enlarge this and take this print of it. I
Ah,
was kind of able to get some understanding of what it said, but it was difficult, and I think some further, more intense translation would probably be needed to fully understand it.
yes, this does seem quite unpleasant. So, temper. Reason for wording. Well, if you wish it deciphered and logged, we can give you a transcription.
I would very much appreciate that.
You don't see anyone with the box, but you do hear. Somewhere in your mind, Cornelius. Yes, judging from the and as he leans forward, he pivots at an awkward place in his body. Like you look there and think, is that his back or his waist? It's a little too far for one of those. As he just brings himself down to look at the clay tablet, drawing out what you think, well, what a couple of you probably think is a beautiful tool that you must have at some point. It is a magnifying glass with many adjustable lenses.
Oh,
It is the full
Yes.
it is the full cone of swing-in lenses.
I
I
imagine
want.
super annoying to actually have in your pocket.
Super terrible, and you can see that this one is a bit old and burnished, and some of the lenses are just hanging loose and not fitting right in the clasp. One of the other scribes comes across to hold it in place for him as he reads down it. Yes, yes. Very dense. And quite rambling. For a full transcription, and of course a consecration to protect yourselves against such a thing, a small generous donation of 150 gold. If you wish for the concise and condensed notes, that would be a simple 50. But you may, of course, lose some of the subtleties and complexities.
No, I believe that a thorough translation would be just what would be needed in this case, and that I should certainly be able to certainly be willing to pay such a price. I think we all can agree as a look to the others.
Yes.
There is a scribe who is working at the treasury, so you leave the cash with him as he gestures across to a much more normal looking half elven gentleman, but he does have quite a big leather bound box on his hip. It seems to be throwing his gait off a little bit. Yes, this is most unpleasant, yes. We will log it and keep track of it, of course, as is our way, but the value of this I would put at a very dangerous level. Yes, this is the manifesto of, to put no finer word on it, heretical types. And you have further belongings, possessions of them you were suggesting?
As the dragon masks that were down there, I believe they were probably been used for ceremonies.
Ah, yes, well, those who have a lifestyle of sin, especially against the right gods, tend to hide their identity or to embrace the identity of one being so as to fall under its protection, yes. May I see the masks?
Yes, most certainly.
Yes. I'm sure some craftsmen would value them, but they feel unwelcome in my touch. Yes, I would suggest you drop these off at the All Faiths Temple where they may be disposed of by the Crusaders.
Understood. Is there any way that we can perhaps procure a rendition of these, just in case we need to have further questions to someone else, so they know what it looked like before we dispose of them?
Well, yes, if you wish to, we can have an artistic rendition done, yes. Simple, plain.
Good. I think that might be probably for the best, just in case someone should inquire about the looks of it.
Yes, for future reference, of course. Yes, we can commission very cheaply, for an art of the initiates. That will be a simple measure of 5 gold.
Sounds fair.
But I would recommend you relieve yourself of the physical items very quickly.
Of course.
For while they seem to hold no power, they represent something most unpleasant. And seeing the eclectic nature of your company, I would not suggest you wear them as trophies of conquest prior.
That was not the intention at all.
You would be amazed at those I've had to warn on such things. So do not take offense. I am just giving this as a blanket warning. For your own reputation's benefit. Is that our business concluded? Do you have any requests for knowledge to learn?
Well, I just wanted to inform one more thing, that amongst the possessions that was found with the mummy, whose name we mentioned, was one, what was it? What would we call it? Like a multi-hued chromatic scale. Unfortunately, we were not able to gather this scale as it was impossible to pick up.
I see. You have a location for it, though.
Yes. As I take out the map and point him to the location where we found it.
Yes, yeah. Of course. He, of course, gets very specific in his questioning of, well, is there any identifying marks and whatnot? How would we find this? You find yourself wondering, well, we didn't really go at night, so I can't really tell you the constellations, but there was this big rock here and this tree leading this way.
We try to...
Like, you give him good directions, it's just he keeps going on the minutia.
Yeah.
He starts getting esoteric.
But Cornelius appreciate this because that's what he would do.
Yep.
Zazzle is also helping giving directions.
Zarzel, you're not entirely sure if he notices your contribution.
Oh,
This is fine.
Like, you're giving good advice. At times you're even correcting Cornelius just a little bit. Like, it's not that he's wrong, it's just you can add a little extra detail to make it more specific.
Yeah, and I'll make sure to actually specify that. Yes, thank you, Zazzle, as he was saying. And we try to, since some of the orcs in the area seem to try to break into it, we try to seal it up as best as we could.
Yes, I will forward this information on to the appropriate handlers of such a thing, the Knights in the White, yes. Very good, very good. Thank you very much for this. This is elucidating, which is something we always love to bring to those who visit to us.
Well, I'm glad we could be of help as well. When do you believe this transcription will be done?
Well, you did... Let's see now. It is intricate work. The dialect is a little rough in some places. Quite old. Maybe the work of 2 evenings.
All right.
You have a fixed address?
Yes. It is at the Yeah, I basically just mentioned the building. I don't mention that it was used to be the foam kiss lift. Wasn't that what it was named?
Well, more
Right?
importantly, we jump back 3 hours prior when Cornelius is going. We're going to sell the place. We don't need a fixed home anymore. We'll be
Yeah,
venturing off, and we can't waste money on rent.
It was a suggestion. We didn't need to have to do it. It was just most people couldn't travel out a lot. It would be like,
The problem is, of course, of this party is you made a suggestion, and the answer was nothing, but especially not dissent.
Well, the only problem is I would have dissented, but I wasn't there.
yeah.
What a shock.
But it was also more of it doesn't need to be decided right now. It's
Mhm.
mostly for future consideration.
Yes. And of course, there was the problem of what about the desk? It's all right though. I mean, you know someone you could donate it to who would appreciate it. Megrin could put so much alcohol on top of it
Yeah.
with no coaster.
Oh no, you absolute monster.
And the stuff he drinks would remove the varnish.
As I say, as I look at my desk that has so many fucking rings on them.
Yeah, but you're not. This is Cornelius we're talking
Yeah.
about. Cornelius' desk wouldn't.
Oh
have
yeah,
the
yeah.
ring.
I just say it's the ironic part of me saying,
Yeah.
"Oh no."
Oh no, not to a slob like me. Anything else you wish to do at the shrine?
Do you have some collections about the local history?
We do. Most of it has been shared with the local learning houses. But if you wish for a record yourself, it's 1 gold an evening for as much of the learning as you require. You cannot take a book from the premises, however.
Of course not. And now I'm just thinking, Jesus fucking Christ, the money we paid the other temple to go look at theirs.
Ah, well, you say this.
Yeah, I know those also rare books, but
Yeah.
it was more like
Because
back
when he
then we
directs
just
you to the local history section, it's not inspiring looking. It is half of a shelf.
Ugh. Hmm.
There's a lot of very dry facts about, you skim through, of course,
Yeah.
to see what your gold worth would be. This town was settled this year. The local festivals. This town was settled this year. The farm was raised on this year. Its bountiful harvest were here. It's very dry and logistical. You're seeing some names, you're seeing a couple of little hints of exploits as you just keep on flicking through, skimming. In the grand scheme of things, you know why you know that these places are here. You don't know why, how, sort of when.
Is there any particular reason why the history department is as sanitized as it is?
This is the relevant history that's required, yes. This informs you of the history of our kingdom. As you can see here, this is the entire list of the regents who have sat upon the throne. There's fucking nothing about them, though.
Yes, like I said, it's very sanitized. There appears to be no commentary or anything. Just
We deal in
numbers.
facts, sir. We do not work with opinion. So many of those who would chronicle only do so to spout their own opinions. They sully the facts, they step upon it in order to promote their own thinking and opinions. And as such, it has no business here among our shelves.
But isn't there also knowledge to know from what one person's view is?
It can be valuable in some ways, particularly when it deals with that person themselves. If we had a chronicle from penned by our own king, then yes, we would have it here. But those books are often held privately and are not donated to the library. when it comes to what we can curate and assemble ourselves, we have to rely on just the facts.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time then. Where will I? Excuse me. Where did you say I was to get the drawings of these masks? Since I would like to get this done with as soon as possible, so we can rid ourselves of these masks.
Oh, yes, of course. Unfortunately, you'll need to leave him in our care for at least we'll say till the next morning.
All right.
Just so that an artist can be acquired, commissioned, and drawn up, and then returned to you. Or we could simply forward them on.
Well, I can do that for you. So I might as well take them and ask the old temple about them anyway.
Very well. For the first few tolls of morning, they will be here, but come lunchtime, we will have them shipped out to your fixed address.
All right. I appreciate the effort.
So if you wish, early on, you can pick them up for yourself personally. Very good, Mr. Sent, and your silent companions.
Ah, yes. Is there any information you're looking for in here? While you're here?
None that's good me.
Anything about dancing on battlefields? Either for inspiration or fighting techniques? I don't really think I'd find anything here, but
We have 3 volumes.
oh, wonderful.
There has been many a minstrel who has tried to put themselves in the history books by prancing upon the battlefield. Some, of course, only theorized about it and wrote later, but their techniques themselves have been the basis for a few tavern twirls and whatnot. How much they work in the practical sense we cannot value and equate. But as dance moves themselves, they are plausible, and therefore factual.
Oh, wonderful.
Do you have any information on the goddess Tamara?
The goddess Tamara. A holy being?
Yes.
Is she of dwarven, elven, human, halfling heritage?
Dragon.
We have no information on her.
Okay, thank you. They hide it well.
Yeah, he shows you the 3 volumes. They look a little, not ratty, but they're definitely not the gilded, pristine tomes of information you'd expect. They're very more anecdotal, and Cornelius, you definitely notice there's a lot of opinions in these. But they're pretty jaunty looking.
Oh.
There is one, however, takes a more serious tone to it. As you start reading on, you realize it's from an elven blade singer who did as much as they could to meld the grace of dance with the evasion in combat to try and keep themselves alive, trying to make a statement of every fight. Very quickly into the book, you flip through to find it has changed writers, who adds a memorandum to the first writer. But yes, there is information here.
Well, I suppose the first wasn't completely successful.
On the bright side, the loss of their arrogance in a narrative is quite welcome. The other writer is much more humble, but also very focused on the technique more than the overall performance.
Oh, wonderful.
They're going analytical into, well, the dodge and the parry and the feint can look like this, but you can add in these extra angles of evasion These are where you can place your balance hard. Whereas the other one was more about, this is the entire performance I am doing as I slaughter my enemies. I am informing them of the great tragedies that befell my bloodline and my house.
That is now falling on them.
Exactly. The other two seem a bit derivative. Like, they seem more like armchair generals talking about this kind of thing. One of them, it's just a full critique and denouncing of it. But it's all very, it's all very White Room stuff of, I'm not having a whole unit of halberdiers prance and twirl and step in time.
Thought we were just gonna rumble with those greasy sharks. Not without 3 years of jazz tap, we're not. Let's take it from the top.
Musicians are a standard thing at the front line, but I am not having them work out 2 free time. A drummer and a piper is enough. I do not need a full orchestra in march with my cavalry.
Okay, so Battlefield Oregon. Okay, you're onto something here.
And like I said, the second one is just basically looks like a knockoff, like it's kind of a review, but also now this is what you should actually be doing, in my opinion. But there's definitely something to cut your teeth on.
Oh, very good.
Downside, of course, the books can't leave a property.
Of course.
Unless you were very sneaky.
I, could take notes.
If only you had some thieving little monster with you. Like a wizard. This book, it has writing in it, right? But writing could mean power. Where's my mage hand? There's a chance this could have knowledge in it, right?
Oops, suddenly the book just left it off. It just flew out.
Let's see here. If I just tear the cover off, yes, very quietly, and then put it onto this book, it's about the same size.
Oh no.
I know what I'll do. I'll take the cover and I'll walk outside. I'll put it in the pocket of this old man, then I'll stab his horse outside so he runs out to it.
Wait, hold on a second. Is that a binding of a little bunny story? Give me that. I'm casting mending. They'll never know.
Yeah, I knew exactly what you were going for there. Fucking druids.
Yes, the fucking druids.
Yo, Druid. What's up, Druid?
What a fucking trip that game was. I can't wait to. Klauf has not played it or seen anything about it. It will be a magical journey, just like Darkseid.
I was recommended a video about it, but I abstained because I
Good.
had a feeling we were going to play it. I was like, look at how terrible this game is. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to spoil myself.
It has the best adventure game protagonist.
And I was correct.
I mean, that it is if you wanted to, he is like the scribe has walked away at this point because he's shown you around and you've shown no further interest in things. Surprisingly, Brain has not said a word.
Well, I mean, there's nothing undead here.
None of these books are in chains or made of flesh. Why should I care?
It didn't even try to eat me when I picked it up.
Well, she's not necessarily about a chronicling of facts.
Facts don't care about your feelings, Rain.
I haven't checked for undead. They might be here. Who knows?
There probably is some stories and books about them.
I'm surprised half the older librarians aren't undead. They just kept on going. They didn't notice the change.
Is there a section about wizardry?
Give me an investigation roll.
I just kind of want to see if there's like some Raxis specific wizardry stuff. And I'm guessing not, since they have a very neutral story, a history.
Yeah, you give it the old scrutinizing eye. You're passing through the obvious sections, like For a minute, you entertain, well, there's this children's and warnings and folklore, but there's probably something about don't talk to wizards, but it's not really what I'm looking for. The history section you look through with just fucking glazed over eyes after a certain point. There's nothing you're really coming across, and it's also things you're noticing are missing. Like, there is nothing at all on the Fuggle Clumps. Even among the logistical histories, there's nothing on the establishment of their family or their guild. There is, of
Yeah,
course,
because-
nothing on the Toy Maker, as you've come to know.
Yeah, I figured that because the history section is completely sanitized.
And it's not like there hasn't been, there's no lack of magical effects in the city. Like, you've come to many an emporium, even the tailors, for example, seem to have magical provenance to it.
Hmm.
But you are not seeing anything about schools, about learning, about famous figures, anything. You do, however, find a book on ballroom craft. Throughout the centuries, the dance fads that have come and gone.
Hmm.
It is a very small little handbook, wedged between others, basically to keep them upright. Considering the amount of, you push a finger on the spine, you get a little tug. This is wedged in. No one has read this probably for years.
Can I
Sounds
take
like
it out?
That'll be a strength check.
Oh, Jesus.
However, this is not just your normal strength check. This is not simply get high, because if you get too high, you're yanking that out, and that could have devastating consequences. But as you're a nerd, there was little risk of that.
It was exactly half
Yeah.
of what the dice would be.
You go with the simple route. Gentle pressure, but consistent. As you just very casually wiggle it free. Bit by bit, friction works on it, and you pull it free. And then you take a moment to realize, oh, this is like a pressed flower of books. This has been compressed quite a bit. Like, if you open the cover, you can hear the crackle.
Oof. Now, what
But you do
exactly-
find one thing to it. It is beautifully illustrated. These are some real works in here. Like, you're thinking of some of the portraits and silhouettes and all that have been in the family estate, and you guys were never able to hire an artist who had this kind of vision.
Interesting.
And as you flip through the book, you see, many colors. You see much decoration. Sometimes you even see some of the fashion trends that they were telling you about in the tailors and whatnot. As you get further along, you start to see there is a predominance of blue and pink in the color schemes, and then there are specific dance styles for the Azure and the Azael. And a few of the steps at the end, you realize, yes, Orbison did actually teach you a couple of those.
How old is the book?
Doesn't really have a year on it. But the outfits look a bit recognizable. The paper itself doesn't seem too ancient. Give me a history roll.
All right.
You'd
Wow.
guess it's anything between 500 and 10 years old. No, it seems like something that was written within this century. It's like the language and all seems very relevant to the way you talk and write. It doesn't seem like it's that archaic.
Hmm.
that suggests checking the front to see if there's an edition date.
Nah, nothing so formal. I mean, you could look at his book number on the barcode, but that'd be cheating. What is that, the ISBN?
Oh, yeah. But yeah, this book shouldn't really have belonged here, should it?
No, this was just wedged in the wrong place.
Hmm. Now, I'm considering talking to the manager around here. This is not what you do with books. You just insult. Yeah. What is Rain's commentary to this? Rain? That's a book here that doesn't belong here.
Pass it over here. Let me look at it.
I just like how he's making this a problem. This is a piddly shit little book away from someone. They have done them wrong. This is a disservice. This is an affront to their own god.
Yeah. Yeah, for some reason this book was lodged in here. It's Ballroom Crafts. Very nice illustration, say, but what is it doing here?
Has it been miscategorized?
It has been here for years, I think.
Huh. Well, maybe somebody really wanted a book on ballroom craft.
What is it doing here in the arcade department?
I like how he's probably interrogating her at this point. She sat down in the chair as he keeps moving closer, waving the little book. What is it doing here?
God. Oh god. Oh no, am I is this turning into the episode of that bookstore series?
No, you're more like Phelps from LA Noir. What is this book doing here, Rena?
Is it magical ballroom dancing?
No, this is from what I could skim. It kind of looks like what Robinson taught us.
I don't know. I don't do their sorting. I wouldn't put it there.
I don't work here, sir.
From a librarian perspective, that is not where I would put it. But here, pass it to me. Let me look at it. Let me see if there's a reason it's here.
It is quite enthralling. The wording, a little bit flowery, a little bit over-descriptive, but it gets the facts down, and it even goes into a little bit of a significance of certain dance steps and fashion trends. And again, the artwork, beautiful.
How old? So, from my perspective, how old does the book look?
Well, that's a history roll, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
250 to 10 years. No, you reckon like a decade or two.
Okay, so somewhat, but not horribly. I don't know. This, I mean, it's a very interesting read.
It just seems very like a daisical for a. Is that the right term?
Yes.
For a temple. For a temple of this kind to just misplace a book like this and leave it for this long. It was pressed quite well in there.
I checked the author name.
Ah, there we go. Mr. Rutgard Finchley.
Here. Is there any work around here that's by Mr. Finchley here?
Let's see if there's an index around here where we can look up the names. Is there such a thing there, or do we have to?
No, they have a categorizing system. It's not Dewey Decimal. I mean, after the apocalypse where all data is erased, they're never going to find these books again. Not from the wipers. But, you know, for now, it satisfies the work, yes. They have it categorized.
Yeah, it was just more if it was like if there was a catalog system that was widely available, if we had to get one of the
Well,
Well,
it's both. You approach a scribe, you ask them about the index, and then they will have this gigantic fuck off tome that they run a stick with a hand on it, one by one, page after page. So yes, there is someone you could approach about it. If you want to do it yourself, though, I mean, I'd be looking at what they've got in stock and ooh.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna have to, because we have no idea where to look for. Like, we only know he made this book, but we do not know if what he's specialized under.
By the way, at this point, Costello, you've been warned that this is a library, not a bookstore. You don't know what what that sentence means, but they've warned you about it.
I wasn't planning to buy it. I was just gonna read it.
What are you doing there, jingling your purse? This is a library, not a bookstore. Move along. You want to read that book, you do it in silence and for free. Sit down.
Okay.
As he suddenly gets flashbacks to back when he went to school.
Be years before her horn straightened out. When one had the wrong angle compared to the other.
And the braces. Oh no, the braces.
Big fucking copper wires leading from one horn to the next across her head. Well, luckily the guy at the big book is the dwarf again. Ah, so you're still on your quest for learning.
Yes. I would say that's probably something that's never gonna end.
One would hope so, one would hope so.
In any case, we were wondering if there was any other writing by a Mr. Rodgard Finchley.
Rutgard Finchley. Hmm. And how are you knowing of this offer?
No, I was just heard about it.
Oh, yes, of course. Human offered sounds like a human name, doesn't sound like a dwarvish or elvish, but we'll go for now on that bit as he starts. He leads you round the corner, and there is just these 6 fuck off human sized tomes against the walls. Now, to be fair, 3 of these have nothing written in them. You can see that they are blank pages, but the rest, they have minute scrawlings in them. Like, not as bad as the scale, but pretty fucking compressed and tiny. And he has the pointy stick, which also comes with a small magnifier on the end. Yes, was his work just the author you have?
Yeah, I came across it because someone was talking about the local dance steps, and I was heard of
Entertainment
them.
section, okay. Yes. Give me a moment here. Just wait right there. There was no sense of irony as you see that stick move so slowly. Like he's covering about 20 or 30 books per sweep. But my god, that's a long page. He doesn't even realize anyone else is in the room. Like, other people come and go. Some are even pushing pages past him on the same book he's going through. But he is methodical. So, Zarzul, what are you up to?
Zazzle's going to do a bit of a sneaky search around, see if there's any kobold dance moves in this place.
You could just go to Kobold House, offer some beers, and you will find out the entire repertoire of Kobold dance moves in the present century.
Yeah. But hey, you never know. This might have something special here.
Alright, investigation. This will go well. You
Yes, well.
scour it. You have your beady snout bumping off every spine of book as you get one close eye against them. At some point, you remember to actually read the titles to make sure. But you are going through all the different segments you can. Agriculture, guild setups, the entire logistical nightmare that is fish farming in this great kingdom. The trade of various houses. The establishment of 2 of the noble houses. Only 2 are listed. You come upon something that is not meant to be in the library.
Excellent.
It is in the establishment of the Great Boarhen clan. You can see that several pages have been wedged in, right at the back.
Okay, what is on these Widgeon pages?
Well, there's an issue here. The book is the size of you, but it's much
Okay.
heavier.
I'm going to find somebody stronger and more and delicate at hand than me.
Well, there's the devil in the hallway.
Yeah, it's about
That
to
was
say.
who I was thinking of.
As
The
her
other
great
two
iron
comments
gauntlets
fucked
sift
us
through a
up.
book about dancing in battle. What a scene this is.
Sometimes you get action adventure. Other times you get library.
And of course, among the boring librarians, she is causing a bit of a stir visually. Attention is being placed upon this tiefling.
Oh, damn, that's the problem. Okay.
Well, no one's approaching her for obvious reasons.
Yeah,
Yes,
no.
but I don't know whether I want anyone to actually notice this. See this.
You have a half elf you could go ask for help.
He needs someone strong and delicate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. No.
The only the
Okay,
only other person who counts there is Cornelius because he's delicate.
Yeah.
I go up to Rain and say, "Can you please distract the librarians for a minute?
Why?
Because I don't want to see what I'm about to do."
This is a statement you should definitely trust. Look at him. Look at his little snaggletooth face, the deep shadows under his eyes, how one of the pupils is bigger
Zarzel.
permanently from substance abuse.
If
Zarzel,
Cornelius-
what are you wanting to do?
I want to have a look at a book, which mightn't meant to be here. It's kind of wedged. And I need Castalia to get it, and I don't want the librarians to notice this. And they're all looking at her. So you have to go and distract the librarians.
He even fucking says librarians.
She looks very confused.
Oh, yeah,
Show me the book.
this is going to go poorly.
Yes.
I had a plan. They won't follow it.
Well, you could try harder. You're equals in this. You're not the minion.
Kobold.
You're also an adventurer. You slay undead beasts, kind of more effectively than the other cleric.
No, I'm very
There's a
good at
reason.
slaying undead beasts.
Yeah, we saw with the necrotic touch.
And
Except for that
vampire.
incident.
No, it was vampiric touch
Yeah, that was vampiric touch.
on a ghost. You're gonna suck the life out of the ghost.
Mm-hmm.
You okay? Yeah, I'm fine.
No, but she can't. She can, of course, just show her holy power and obliterate skeletons and zombies around her. So you know, that goes well.
Yeah, and I've done that several times.
I'll be right back.
But Zarzel, show me this book.
Okay. I head over to where the book is. Point out this tome wedged in.
It's fucking dense. Like, this is the kind of thing where you'd be working in pairs to bring down from a shelf to show some snooty scholar. It's not high up or anything. Like, it is actually at Zarzul's height. It's just that it's also at his width, breadth, but also far denser.
Oh, okay. So why is it that she just kind of rubs her temples? Okay, I guess I can try to distract people. Oh bugger. What should I ask about? She's just kind of rubbing her temples. Oh, what should I need help with? Okay. So go talk to Castalia. I'll go talk to the librarians.
Okay. Castalia, I found a book that I'm interested in. I need your help to get it.
Oh, sure thing.
Uh, Once the librarians are hopefully sort of engaged with other things, um, I don't know whether I want them to see it. I don't think this book is supposed to be here.
All right.
Yep. Oh, I go over to the librarians that are apparently watching Castalia, and Rain is very confused. Um, oh, what is some horribly obscure topic that I could? Oh, maybe I'll Google one. There we go. Rain would have a better idea than me.
Yeah, Rain puts away her iPhone. She doesn't have it yet. Spontaneous. Think.
Well, I mean, I have a migraine, so I mean, Ah, here we go. Let's see. Oh yes, I'm looking for a book on fleas because I'm trying to find out if dog fleas or cat fleas can jump higher.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Mm, Where's that button?
You're trying to sell the urgency of this, really. Also,
That's with a
Cornelius,
+7, mind
meanwhile,
you.
for you, he has turned a page. 11's good enough, yeah, because these are nerds. These are scholars and scribes and nerds. These guys, if there is some trivia that needs to be known, they are the actually guys. There is consultation between them. There's only a few on the floor at the time.
Okay, time to get book.
Yeah, they are
Oh, I would
they are absorbed in it.
I would probably also ask, as an aside, if cat fleas and fleas that would reside on displacer beasts tend to be different.
So you're adding an extra twist to it. Roll again.
um,
They are on the case. The problem is, none of them have any knowledge of it. No one's ever checked this out. It is time to consult the tomes. Unfortunately, Cornelius, you might be a bit more delayed.
Oh, no.
This is now a priority.
Okay, so we're going to try and get this book out of here on the board here and see what's in it.
Hmm. All right.
What roll do we need to make to get it out of the bookshelf without pulling down the bookshelf or destroying the book?
This is a combination of strength and dexterity. Castalia, of course, is your weightlifter. She is the one who could haul the book and carry it. You, Zarzul, are damage control with your dexterity.
Okay, you want a dex save or acrobatics?
Acrobatics from you, athletics from her.
Okay.
No page crumples, no cover tears. You are able to dislodge the tome. No scene caused, and luckily you seem to be out of sight of those ranting and raving about the vermin. Cornelius, you are finding all kinds of reasons to get back into your own mind and your thoughts instead of listening to the passing conversations swirling in that storage room. Because they are talking about all kinds of fleas, vermin, and parasites. You are being forced knowledge. You don't want this, but they keep talking.
And
Like, you can't
unfortunately,
you can't ignore it. You can't just slip in your iPods or your AirPods. You've got to actually hear this.
Yeah, and also the unfortunate part of it being Cornelius, a a very good Scully student, is starting to memorize this, and he doesn't want to.
And now Rain is just standing beside him, and she's learning far more than she ever intended on Fleas.
There are academical arguments being made right now between them. There are some who are in the camp of a certain type of parasite. There are others here talking about how no, these fleas have to have originated from the Feywild. They cannot have been originating in the material plane, or they would not be able to subsist on the blood of a displacer beast. One of them waving an off saying, "You are fools. Fleas are very adaptive. They have been able to spread to the pores of a city. They can easily spread to a beast like that."
Oh, God. Right? Why is half of their staff going through about fleas?
I just kind of whisper in his ear, I did that. I had to help Zarzul out. We'll explain later.
Okay, we're going to investigate this book and find out what the hell's in it.
Pretty hefty. Do we have the time?
I just want to know what these pages stuffed in the back are really.
All right.
You watch as he actually needs your help to move that amount of pages. It's not even like he's not like less strong than the average person. He is pretty okay. This is a lot of fucking pages. But yes, you're able to dislodge it.
What's on these pages was a rough thing.
Unfortunately, one of them is too smeared to make out the text. The other seems a partial record. It's a crumpled note. It is written in Draconic. It is written rather hastily. But, you know, for a kobold, it's pretty legible. There are some cute diagrams of kobolds and mines filling up the margins and spaces between words. It actually makes it a little tough to read at times. And someone can read it, or I am bored and shall sit back.
The great legacy of the Lord Lazul Redenbach, he who digs deepest without regret, and only success is recorded here on the backs of his greatest allies in business. Hauling wealth and goodness from the ground deep was in the hands of the. I'm assuming that was
Yeah.
dwarves with their fingers of sausage, chins of beef, and probably little crimpy bits that dangle between their legs. Oh, Ghibli. It's the dangle between their legs. And make them walk slowly like, unlike noble kobolds. The family Dornicil?
Yeah, door to sale.
Dornicil. So, held the mines centuries without profit of huge margins. Salaries that ate those and employees who needed homes not within the walls but on the lands above, with big meals and drinks and women and lots of things not needed by for those who are filled with glory and wealth. No more should the stunted meat hands of ham and pork slap against jewels, ores, and diamonds. Okay.
Hmm.
Congratulations, you have discovered kobold propaganda.
Yep.
He was a friend of the Boarhens. I think that was the name. Was that the name?
It was in the Boarhens, yeah. It was in their book.
Yeah.
So does this...
There's also a name you have not known in there.
The Dora the Sail?
Indeed.
Can I make anything out from the other page? Or is it just totally never mind?
Give me, let's see, what would it be here for this one? It's kind of an investigation. Do you have any skill you think you could apply to this instead?
Survival for tracking.
Bad as it is, there's no footprints on this.
Okay, insight.
Insight to try and make out what is the meaning of this.
Yep.
You, like, Castalia, you watch Zarzul's face as his eyes sort of roll around like a chameleon's before coming together. As he just goes down the pages, the eyes whir again, just trying to think creatively about what these smudges could mean in each instance. Like, these are all the words I know that are this length. And if I trim off some of the smudge, these are the words that are this length.
And
You
nothing
taste
comes-
toast.
Oh god.
Oh dear.
Like, trying to think this hard about just this smudged up page is kind of pickling the brain for a bit. Like, you're just processing it bit by bit. The only thing you can sort of make out is more references to the dwarven family door to sale, and a little snippet that they are continually living in disgrace. And even then, you're not sure if that means what it means. It could be they actually lived in a field, or they had a daughter named Grace. Like, you're putting it together in your head and thinking, could mean this? This is likely? But as you keep talking, the intonation keeps going up because there's always a question mark.
Okay, so it's like trying to read Droop's spellbook. Never mind.
It's tough. But at the least, it seems to be more about fuck the door to sales.
Hmm. Okay. Is there anything of interest in the Borehen book itself? Just as a quick look at the contents or whatever.
A quick glance, at least, where you left off. It doesn't seem like they've actually gotten to the point of the current Borehen family. Like, you remember at least one name of Helvetica. As you look around, you don't see any mention of her. It seems like that it hasn't been updated for a generation or two.
Okay.
But what you do see is the constant blue. You see they're a very proud sort of family. You skip through, there's portraits of not completely inbred, not malformed. You know, they seem to be a pretty decent family with a bit of blood mixing. But as you get further and further back, you do come across a glimpse of a place called Boreside, which is where the family originally hailed from.
Okay.
But, I mean, that's like half a book ago. And you know, at least you've seen that kind of name on the map. Altogether seems like the pretty noble family who obviously wouldn't write scandals into their own book.
Yeah. A lot of this is sanitized.
History's written by the winners.
Yep.
And to get away from the topic of winners, Malgurn, let's get to you in the theater.
Man, ouch.
Well, I mean, hey.
Do you have any follow-up?
Well, I mean,
No, I mean Pio. She said, well, hey.
Yeah, well, hey.
Can you feel the support and love, Raider?
Oh, good. Believe in yourself again. Be the paladin that you can be.
He can be a winner. He just needs to believe in himself.
Luckily, Malgern, because you walked away and did not join with the party, none of these encouraging words are reaching you right now. As you walk through the
mean, they-
streets smelling the beautiful scent of booze. Although it is still, early day, so a lot of families. Like, even on this side, there is still a decent mercenary presence. There's a few guys you remember meeting during interviews or lining up with them. You probably don't go out for much small talk, do you?
No, not unless I see someone particularly interesting.
Well, do you? Roll investigation.
Well, wouldn't it be more perception, unless he's looking for someone?
Well, here's the thing. I'm going to ignore his modifier because this is the world looking for him. And it
Oh,
found him. Malgern, you remember, vaguely, you mainly remember a bottle emptying, but there were cards around that bottle. There were several big dudes there, and all of them are there, with their tattoos that you can actually remember quite well. One of them points at you. One of them yells at his mates. He's the one who's still pointing at you. They all assemble and converge. You're remembering that you didn't exactly have the best luck with the cards. And then there was the fact they really wanted your hammer, and everyone was very drunk, and you probably didn't explain accurately that no. And then they didn't take that no for an answer. And you're thinking that.
Don't just touch on a dwarf's hammer, man. It's
And
not
you're
right.
probably thinking that guy who yelled had teeth that weren't made of wood before you played cards.
Oh god.
So, what are you doing?
Ali has increased movement speed.
Well, they pointed at me. I assume they're coming in my direction, right?
They are converging, yes.
Is there? Are we in an alleyway?
You're in the street.
Street?
They aren't charging towards you because, there's a couple of guards who are lazily on patrol. They don't want to get too much notice, you're imagining.
I'm gonna pretend like I don't, not notice them, to not draw attention to it, and try to move in a different direction. Maybe perpendicular. I guess if we're in the street, it's probably gonna have to be parallel. But I don't need this shit right now.
So you're going to try and scoot along here. Oh. I wait for him to load back in.
Yeah, my push to talk button is also the back button on the browser.
It's a really great idea.
Can't unbind it.
So yeah, there's your current situation.
That's tough.
Somewhere in Malgan's mind is a small voice saying, "You got this, Malgan. Got this."
To be honest, it's a big voice is saying that, like, look at these bitch boys, you could take them again.
Yeah.
That guy had all his teeth before he met you.
You bring up a valid point.
It's the tiny voice that's saying, we could end up in fucking jail. This might not be a good PR opportunity.
Yeah, but Malgern doesn't know that.
Then there's a medium-sized voice that just says, I really wanted to have a drink. I didn't want these assholes in my way.
Yeah, see, that's kind of how Malgern's feeling right now. So I don't need this shit. The arena. I don't need this shit right now. So I'm just gonna brush it off and just keep walking.
One of them has got a billy club sliding out of his sleeve.
Oh no, a piece of wood. I'm so scared.
Well, you gonna try and stare him down or just ignore him?
I'm not even going to acknowledge their existence.
They shuffle into your path. Like, you try to go this way, they bring themselves along to intersect. But they're doing it casually, like they're just sort of milling about the street, leaning against lampposts and whatnot. Now they've just changed side
I'm
of the
going to
street.
assert dominance.
You're going to assert dominance?
I'm going to move that way.
You're going to T-pose, are you?
Yeah. And the tosser's going to be in my left hand when I do so.
Now you see, you could put some flair on this here. Like, imagine throwing the tosser up into the air, then it vanishes and back in your hands. But then the guards might also say, cut that shit out, sir.
No, I'm just casually walking along, and I assume the tosser has kind of some sort of sling, so I'm kind of swinging it around, you know.
Oh, you gotta do it like on
Kind
your
of like Thor does. But,
Yeah.
You know, casually, like
no,
whoop,
like
you know.
just casually on your like index finger, like Bobby with his baton.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you're still playing it cool? You're not... Are you going to try intimidation?
You know, yeah, now that I am twirling the tosser, yeah, I could.
Now that I'm twirling, it's time to be intimidating.
Twirling, yes, yeah. Oh, I gotta reopen my character sheet. You know what? Screw it. It's not that noisy. I'm going on voice activity because
I figured voice activity was happening when next time his name disappeared. Oh man, at some point I'll have to do the little, like, Discord plugin so I can show who's speaking when.
there's an overlay.
I could actually run that through OBS.
Yeah.
Mind you, I think all the voices are pretty distinctive.
Yeah.
Pretty
I'm
much.
not very intimidating.
You mean I don't sound like Malgern?
Well, it's more important that you don't sound like Pio. Just like Brader doesn't sound like Scotch Webgun or me.
You sound like Malgern after he got kicked by the Red Caps or the Blue Meanies or whatever they were.
You've had to wear your codpiece the wrong way around because of that kick.
That was a bad kick. So I'm not very intimidating.
It's a toss-up. It was you or Cornelius. Cornelius went through the air. Yeah, they're moving, but not in what you'd call a, you know, a passive way. However, you do see something familiar nearby. There's a cat on the street.
Oh no!
His hat, the feather in his hat looks a little down.
Oh, a little down. Oh, what's? You know? Okay, there's a cat in the street. I'm gonna start moving.
Well, it's a
towards
specific cat that you recognize.
Yeah, I'm gonna start moving towards the cat and see if I can get through them. See what
Oi,
happens.
stunty.
Pardon?
Yeah. I recognize that lack of glint behind the eye. Nice hammer. I think that was mine, considering what the card said. I believe I
No.
called Uno first.
Oh god. Yeah, that's what happened. I'm sure of it.
Now just imagine that edit from JoJo where they're playing Uno against each other.
No, I believe it's mine. Seeing as I have it.
I just realized I could go with JoJo reference forever as he points to Horizon West. Now, do you think that cat will take the piece of meat on the left or the right? Truth is, it's my cat.
Everything is a JoJo reference if you try hard enough.
Well, they've been around for fucking ages.
But yeah, I think it's mine, seeing as I have it. And
Yeah, well, I think you're a sore loser. You're really trying to piece together the card game, and some little part of your mind is not thinking, I'm just gonna clock
that's
this
what
fucker.
he stretched. I was like, he doesn't remember losing. Like, this is like.
That's the thing. You're also trying to remember who was at the table.
Yeah.
Give me an
I don't-
intelligence roll.
Oh, I gotta open my sheet again because I backed out.
Oh yeah, now I need to check. Did I actually upload?
Boom! Yeah, I don't remember shit.
Hang on, before we chronicle your failure.
Oh, okay.
I gotta check here. Did I actually put his token here? Just gotta double check. Looks like I might not have. Okay. Yeah, just had to make sure. So you can survive this fight, potentially. Oh, there we go. Yeah, 6. Not great.
You took everything from me. I don't even know who you are.
To be fair, the thing you remember is after the fight, you didn't come away with less in your pockets. You didn't go away with more. The only thing that came away with less were the dudes with less teeth.
Yeah, so
And
I'm
no
the
table.
winner, really.
And probably some of the cards got tore up.
I don't know what he's talking about. Like, again, I didn't lose. I think he's just sore.
Pretty sure you did. As he gives you a shove at your shoulder.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
That hits.
Where is it aimed?
Crotch level.
If it's a called shot, it's -5.
Oh. Yeah, I would just... I'm not
You just
gonna
slug
go-
him.
Yeah, he pushed me, so I pushed him right back really hard with my fist.
There's a guard across the street who's now taking a bit of interest. If you want, you could try to play it off as just, you know, he shoved you and that was a jolt. You could try for a sleight of hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna try sleight of hand, then with a mutter like, hey, watch where you're going, buddy, loudly to try to draw some attention off.
Yeah, the guard only really notices that he pushed you. He doesn't really pay attention to the fact that the guy's helmet is a good 45 degrees off. Looks a little bit shocked. It's like, he shoved you and then there was just a whip crack. And now his head's a little bit turned.
Excellent. This is perfect. So this is what rolling good gets you. Okay.
Yeah. He seems pretty stunned.
Yeah. As I said before, I don't remember losing. You might want to get your head checked out.
Do you want to try intimidation again? Like,
Yeah,
come on,
I'm
man. You're meant to be taking the lead of this.
Yeah, I'm on a hot streak. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have shut your fucking mouth. What you've learned here is you should have kept your mouth shut.
Al Gurdon will never learn that lesson.
You say it,
You
but
know
you say it with a stupid, shit-eating grin that doesn't come across properly. You look genuinely happy instead of being "fuck you."
Yeah, I'm genuinely happy I slugged that. Like, his helmet's all bent and shit. Look at him.
I did a violence against defenseless woman.
This is
yesterday.
a
I needed
roller
this.
coaster. This is a roller coaster of dice rolls, and I love it.
Yep, so the guy at his left brings down the club, which just clangs off your armor, which, to be fair, he can't really sleight of hand that away. The guard has taken notice, as has Horizon West.
Oh,
I imagine it just rings out across the street, just Kong.
Well, there's a lot of chatter of people, but you see his ears flick and prick up, and then he is over in one bound. Ah, Sir Dwarf. Are you in need of assistance? For these
No.
streets he does not walk alone.
No,
As he's... you just say no.
Please. No, I just kind of no. I was. There's more to it than that, but it's like no. I believe these folks, these guys were just leaving, and so was I. And again, I tried to push past them.
Give me an athletics.
I'm gonna say I assume there's gonna be a.
Yeah.
Fuck!
Your ass is on the ground. You try to push past, and they just give you like both shoulders just get you right back, and you are on the floor. Like it's not even like they pushed you back; it's just denied.
I went to walk and I just got bodied. Fucking hell. See, if I played Blood Bowl, all these rolls would go into the Blood Bowl game, and my other rolls would increase.
I mean, I could make it worse if you want. I could make your situation even worse.
Oh, I'm sure you could.
Yeah.
So he's gonna.
Because
Bring it on.
look who's nearby. In your time of need, a hero approaches.
Yeah, I bet he does.
Oh.
No. This is just you and Horizon right now.
I was gonna say, you would... Just when I thought, how could he make this worse? I was like, oh, fuck, that does make it worse.
And then Puffles were sails up.
Uh-huh.
And then Karagrim with his beard clips rattling.
Right. You know,
Right.
yeah,
And then leading the charge in a dapper suit, it's that fucking dwarf.
sure. Oh, God.
Actually, you know what? That fucking dwarf is right there right now. He's just walking along the street, but he's there. You know it. You know he's watching you. You can't see him, but he's fucking there. Excuse me, gents. Perhaps you give us some space here as Horizon offers you a paw.
I'll take it. I will take this.
As you're being picked up off the ground, you hear one of them grumble, "Fuck off, pussy man."
I'm gonna see how Horizon reacts to this.
Horizon is not hit as he dodges, but as he pulls you up, there is now a sword in his hand and a guard approaching.
The sword in, wait, was the sword in Horizon's hand?
Yeah,
Yes.
he has drawn his sword.
Okay.
I mean, the guy did try to conk him with a club.
Yeah,
Yeah. He did.
but the guards are on their way.
Oh, those are some dapper-looking guards, I must say. Those
They're
are
actually the
roguish-
sailor token.
Yeah, I was about to say, those are very roguish-looking guards.
And we add in the fire dancer and poor Melvin. No one remembers him.
I do.
Poor Robert.
Yeah.
But of course, while that one swung at the Catman, this guy's going for you. And again, a resounding clang.
It should be mentioned I have added the sound effect in the tabletop.
The third guy
better-
realizes not his time, not his place to spring. He's making himself unknown in the crowd.
I'm going to point out, like, no wonder Malgern managed to beat these guys before if this is their performance.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm waiting for one of them to get a fucking 20.
He wasn't even in plate armor at the time.
He probably was, let's be fair. He was probably in his full elven splint. Malgern's the kind of guy who just never takes his armor off. It is his home.
Oh, no,
Why
I'm
would I?
just saying that he wasn't in the plate armor. So
Yeah, like I said, he was in his elven splint, which is just one less AC. But just saying, like he was probably in full armor for this.
Yeah.
I think it was after the cabin incident in which he just never took his armor off.
Yeah. After I flung myself through a window, I realized, I should probably sleep in this because it would have went a hell of a lot better.
I don't know, that one went well for you.
That was the turning point when I went out and got a crossbow bolt in my fucking chest.
Malgern, the situation has escalated.
Mm-hmm.
These guys may eventually dent your armor.
Oh no!
And I mean, they
I'm
swung at
saying-
Horizon West, who you have no positive or negative opinion upon.
I mean, yeah, he seemed like a nice guy.
Although he does like rain.
He's less of a nice guy.
And you look at this cat thinking, he's probably had sex with rain. And the horror of imagining an elf having sex is just terrible for you. The cat man makes perfect sense. It's the elf that's repugnant.
There's nothing wrong with the cat, man. Like that's
It's like an anorexic human with perfect teeth. Ugh. Where's the body hair? Where's the beard?
Yeah. And then
I can't work out which one is the woman.
Yeah, I was gonna say, to me, Rain is so androgynous that I haven't quite like was she gay? Like she had a boyfriend, right? So is he gay? Like, how does that work?
I mean, to be fair, one of the first things you heard about Horizon West was that the barman had seen him and Al Shaleslide clean each other. So he might be.
Yeah. Rain could swing that way. I haven't quite figured that out yet.
Yeah, you haven't worked that out about him.
Yeah.
About Rain. What a guy.
Them. Yeah. It's just them.
I mean, you know Rain's gay because you've already met Prenders, his previous boyfriend.
Double barrel middle fingers across the sky.
Well, it's just the dwarf's opinion.
Yeah,
no. I know. I know that's what I'm talking about.
Pretty good.
What are you going to do, if anything? Are you going to let Horizons eviscerate these men? Are you going to let the guards take you? Like, come on, think, man. You're in the heat of a situation.
So the guard's taking an interest. Horizon's drawn his sword, and he,
Well, to be entirely fair, Malgern hasn't actually been caught doing anything.
He hasn't done a thing.
Self-defense.
I'm innocent.
In fact, you have the chance where you could just walk away, Malgern.
No, hear me out here. Can I try to take his club?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to take
club. It's an athletics check.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. Is how
You've had such luck.
Yeah.
Oh.
+8.
Do you have wait? Do you have an inspiration on you?
Fuck it, I'm burning that inspiration.
You want to burn it now? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's totally worth it.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
You take his club off him. You fucking beardy thief! And he brings out a knife.
You gonna make me take that from you too?
You take the knife, and then he pulls out a sword. You take the sword.
Yeah,
he pulls out a bow.
I'll just take that one too. Not very intimidating. Yep.
Dink.
Clink. Yeah. I just let it clink off the armor. Kind of look at the armor. Look at him. I shrug.
You is pissing me right off, you are. Twat him, Henry.
No, I'm just gonna let this bounce off my armor. While they're doing this, I'm gonna ignore them. Motion to Horizon. You don't need the sword. This is fine. Just
Horizon puts his sword away, continues to hold your hand, and gestures to the dance hall. Shall we leave these two to enforcement?
I think that's a great idea, and I'm gonna try to leave with the cat.
Thief! Thief! He stole me club, he did! Yeah, we'll be talking about that for a bit.
You know what? I'll throw the club in his direction.
You could just toss it over your shoulder.
Yeah, just toss it over. I'll toss his club back to him as I walk away.
Yeah.
All smooth because I'm a badass.
You've got to say, human-sized toe beans, kind of an interesting experience to feel.
Oh no, I don't like that. I'm gonna pet my normal cat.
They're pudgier than they should be, really.
It's squishy. He's a liquid, clearly.
And that was Malgern's day as he gets there. As we get back to the library.
I'm feeling like a total badass right now.
Really? Because it started off pretty rough.
No, Malgern feels like a total badass. Like, just this guy's trying to beat him up, and he's like, yoink.
Imagine how much worse it would get. Like, the only reason he feels like a badass is because of their ineptitude.
But he doesn't know that. No, he's just a total badass. What are you talking about?
Now you know how all the monsters feel when we fight them.
Oh!
So, what was all that about?
I can't remember, and I don't think they can either. I think cards were involved. I'm not really sure.
Oh, we'll have to work on it to make it a tale worth telling, my friend.
And I kind of just shrug. And Malgurn's just like, he
You
kinda
feel his
shrugging
tail on your
like,
shoulder.
"Yeah." Oh no.
Anyway, back to the library.
Yeah.
Cornelius, he has gone about 3 pages.
Oh god.
They're still talking about parasites and vermin. They're now getting onto that thing that hangs from a sheep's ass in his clump of dung.
I'm sorry, a what?
Oh, there's all kind of parasites and worms that can hang onto the dung of an animal, especially when it gets clogged up on the arse. That's why you cut it from animals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I learned something today.
Yeah. I mean, it usually only happens on animals who aren't well kept for. Or are bred for certain things like too big of a wool coat.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the floor is clear in the main library.
Mm.
Because these nerds have got a topic they have to dissect. They have to find the information on it.
Is it excuse me, sir, is it possible that I can come back later and I can get a notation of where I can what books to look for?
Oh, yes, that was
Somewhere?
always an option.
Okay, good. I think I'll take that
Okay, that
option
was
then.
always an option.
Oh, yes, of course, sir. If you just note down here on this little script, and I'll have reference material for you soon enough.
Thank you very much. Do have a pleasant day.
As you walk out of a room far too knowledgeable upon fleas, vermin, and parasites.
I immediately tried to request the exact same thing because this has gone too far in my book.
The worst part is the two of you both know you may have to get Zarzul dewormed. He's a little bit scrawny, he might be undernourished, and that might be because of a parasite. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hmm?
just total silence there.
Yeah, we were just waiting for you to finish.
So yeah, you also put in reference, so eventually you will be informed about this incredibly interesting bit of minutia.
I did not expect it to go that far.
However, I'm also pointing out that right now, like, the floor is clear. If you want to be shitty and shifty, like a kobold.
I'm not stealing books.
Coward.
Yeah, I don't think we have encountered any books as such that has required this kind of pilfering, but I am gonna put the book back where I found it.
You're going to return the book you didn't mention to the previous guy, got you? Strength check.
But I'm can I just put it somewhere close to it so that
It doesn't
I
fucking
don't-
matter, it's fine. Castalia, Zarzul, any further business?
Well-
I think we'll put the Borhen book back and start looking for anything else that might be of interest.
Well, do you want to take all the crumpled notes?
I think we can just about leave them here, as they don't seem to be terribly important. We already know what's in them.
Yeah, just the name. All right. Now put my dancing book back.
Okay. So you study later, I'm sure.
Of course.
Castalia has a
Take
lot of things to
dancing
do
book
during
with
her
us.
days in Raxis.
I have a full day planned.
The rest of you are so unproductive.
well, that was certainly something.
You know what this means? She's winning at D&D right now. She is living the simulation.
Winning.
Welcome back.
Yay.
Well, that was certainly an adventure too. What did you up to? Did you find anything interesting?
Well, aside from a very interesting book about using dance on the battlefield, we stumbled across something from the kobold. I looked to Zarzul up for a general term they use for someone who is high in place.
Sort of a bit of their history in this area. by the
Kobold
looks of things.
owner, a kobold master,
Yeah,
a despot, a tyrant.
a lord, a sultan, an emperor. I am
Yeah,
not sure of kobold
basically
hierarchy.
giving you the law option to what a kobold leader is called.
Yeah.
Big guy.
Big guy Lord Redenbach is apparently history with the Borhens, and it mentioned the dwarven family of Dorasil.
To be fair, he is Lazo Renbach is actually a lord in Raxis. He is
Alright.
a noble house, but of course he is also a big guy to the kobolds.
Mhm.
His title is probably a bit more grandiose considering it's Lazul. Also, should I do it? Should I not? It's always hard to resist a cheap, easy pun. Fuck it. The book you're interested in is called Blood on the Dance Floor.
So it might be something to ask the Borhens about. A little bit of history into the land and who previously owned the mines. Because I'm sure you noticed that the history books there were a little sparse in
Mm.
some aspects.
As they are everywhere in the city.
I
Does
guess,
that not seem suspicious?
Of course it does. It just tells you that they're hiding something very, very large, and they're not talking about it.
and I'm going to assume that some of the donation to this temple has probably made sure that that keeps happening.
Mm-hmm.
I have a terrible idea, and I'm gonna have to do this alone. I'm gonna have to go see Kobold House and see if they've got a library. All the things that have been thrown away.
The Kobold Library.
I know it's gonna be terrible, and it won't even be properly indexed.
They only use the Dewey Decimal System in there, but they don't tell anyone.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. Who knows? They might even use the strata system. Yes, we had that last week, so it should be on top.
We could hire you on, but you need to have 4 years' experience in the Strata system. We only established it 2 years ago. Do you have a certificate?
As someone who's been applying for jobs, I feel that.
That's been the case for decades now. The impossible work experience. So you're gonna head to Cobalt House. How about the rest of you? Do you just want to watch?
If he's going to the Kobold House, I'd probably just head back home.
What time of day is it?
Day.
It's likely
But is
getting
it
close to supper time.
is it more day or less day? Basically, how close
Less
are we
day.
to our dates? Okay. So yeah, we should probably go home to get ready to go meet people.
I'm not gonna give you a date of time anymore because there's a fucking feat for that. Or you could invest in some sort of sundial or watch.
At the chronometer store.
Well, at the Fogelclumps.
Yes.
If you want some gaudy piece that's going to tell you the time semi-reliably, Gnomes are the ones to buy it from. There might also even be an interesting one in a pickle jar. In a certain
No.
emporium.
No.
Zazzle tries to work out the time by looking at where the
This
sun is.
sundial is made specifically of soul rock, which is used to bind the souls of previous heretics, and they are trapped for all eternity. Only their whispers getting out. What I'm saying is, this is a centerpiece for a great dinner party.
Also a talking alarm clock.
Like, oh sure, they're wailing and suffering, but you know what? That gets lost under the general murmur of conversation, and look at the flat surface. You could put all kinds of hors d'oeuvres upon that.
No.
All right. I see you're not interested. Hang on, I can up that.
Cornelius, we're going home.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah? Well, I just happen to also have something to do in the evening, so I'm gonna have to be getting ready. So yes, I guess we are going home.
All right. I've got one more for you. It's in a glass case, okay? So it's very self-contained. This is the shortened
Oh.
lifespan. Like, it's not an accurate timepiece, but you can set your day by it. It is a little enclosed demiplane where you can see the life and death cycle of a small village and the treant that lives beside it. Every week they've all died and rotted, but then they rise up again due to the magical curse implanted in this demiplane. Not by us. This is just a window into it. But day by day, you can see them age and change and progress.
No.
A little too attached, and we'll start naming them. And you're really going to want to open up each session with, well, how's little Timmy doing today? How's his mother? Did the great aunt finally pass off? Oh, she did. It's Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly. Once you know it once, it'll always be the same. Until you tap on the glass, and then they become aware. And they know that people are watching them suffer day after day after day.
At least until the next cycle begin.
They start to scrawl on the walls, which don't regenerate.
Oh god.
Alrighty then. So that's the three of you basically heading off.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could always go out seeking your big guy.
I might.
Sally, she's got her hero after all. Actual paladin.
Oh yeah.
You gotta be alright, Sasul.
We'll see.
All he has to do is not say yes when they offer him things.
That's very
or
hard.
when I
though.
get told to do a job, which could happen.
I mean, just do what the wizard do.
Say yes
Sure.
immediately.
Yeah.
What did Cornelius do? That's the question.
When under pressure, just do like Cornelius. Say yes. Don't say why, how, or when. Just say yes. It'll all
And
be
under
smooth
pressure,
sailing.
Fold like a wet tissue. Got it.
Because there are 5 other people who will also be doing it with you. So they'll probably sort it out. Back to Malgern, though. You're at the theater. With the Catman.
Was that where originally or he was going? Or is he
Me.
just following me now?
You just gotta ask him.
So what brought you around here?
Oh, I was just, feeling a little listless like a days ago. I just wasn't feeling my full spring in step, so I decided to just friendly places. Friendly people. Not so aggressive. Like, I have many friends in the arena, lovely people, but it's just, they're very competitive and just a quiet day.
Did you get kicked out too?
No.
Because he's kind of talking in the words that he's using. It's not normal. People don't talk like this.
No, I'm just thinking about things. Like, I'm still saying yes to the things in my life. It's just, now I know there are more dangerous ones, and it's just thinking about how much I should be in on this.
In on what?
Your Lady Rain. My Lady Rain. She is lovely, she is vigorous, she is outspoken. She has skeletons in her closet.
Literal skeletons, yes.
I am fine. Yes, she informed me of this, and I am just working it out in my mind. Like, I'm not saying I will ever leave her. This is love. This is attachment. I will be with her. with her through all this. I don't think I am ready for that, though. I think about what I am capable of. I am dashing and debonair and charming. I am a great salesman. I'm not actually much of a fighter. I look at my lady and all the danger she could be in, and I don't think I can do much for that situation. And I don't like that. I don't like that I cannot be useful.
At first, I was thinking Malgerd was going to do the trope of just leans over to Horizon. Yeah.
I mean, he could still suggest it. How shitty is he feeling?
He's probably feeling pretty good considering what just happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty good based on how that fight went.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't be like overly shitty right now.
But if he makes Horizon's day worse, then that means Malgern's day is better.
Because Rain's day is no worse. Yeah,
Exactly.
I realize that I could be a total piece of shit here.
Other thing, Horizon's day gets better. He might shut the beer.
This is true. Malgard's like the way Horizon's been talking. Malgard's still he's having a hard time comprehending what the fuck he's talking about. So
just pat him on the ass and say, "You do you, man," and walk away.
no, because I'm interested where this is going. You know,
that's rough, buddy. Fair.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, that's kind of the Malgern reaction right now.
Please tell me more. 5 gold for the drinks.
No, I'm more wondering why did I come to the theater again? Oh, right, the arena.
Horizon pays for entry. And you get to see yourself, kind of. The Megrin version in glorious combat.
It's okay, I like Megrin. He's cool, dude.
I mean, you see children cheer and wail and wiggle their various little Malgern figures.
And you know what? The children, they love me because I'm a hero.
There are hammers and axes being raised up. Well, swords in your case, I think.
Yeah, it would be a sword.
Like, if there's one thing to take from this, holy fuck, that merch is selling.
Yeah.
God damn, you should have got some royalties from this.
I was gonna say, do I get royalties for my likeness here?
Nundro has some explaining and contracts to write out.
Yeah, Malgern will remember this.
And then you find out it's the only thing keeping the mine open.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if that's the case.
I mean, then I guess in some way you are going to get you're gonna get your royalties through your interests in the mine.
Yeah, you've all got a share in it. Well, 2 of you have a share in it. In a way, that share has gotten bigger
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, bigger. I mean, yeah.
But you know, you're not meant to sit in the galleys right now, so you head over to the bar. They have a fine selection of breakfast wines, but also just regular booze.
I'm not sophisticated.
I really hope he's saying that to Horizon. He looks down the menu.
No, but I'm thinking
not a sophisticated man.
Yeah, I'll take this. Guy just comes with a giant like tanker. It just has all sorts on it. Yeah, that's the stuff.
I mean, I'm still at the point where I order them because they've got an amusing animal on the label.
I mean, yeah, probably.
And you're sitting with a morose cat. Although, as he orders a wine, he does lap at it.
I just think that's a weird... I'm looking at it like, I still can't comprehend drinking wine like that. I mean, I'm not a high society type, but...
You're meant to sip and let it flow around your nostrils. I usually do that. It's just right now, I just...
No, but I mean, lapping, though, I'm kind of looking at him like, even Malgern knows something's not right about this.
I'm doing that again. I meant to stop that when I was a kid, and it's a bad habit. You're meant to drink like everyone else does, because then no one looks at you weird.
Trust me, buddy. I know the feeling.
As he just sloshes it in his eye. I've got a drinking problem.
He's got a different
So-
sort of drinking problem.
My mind is just. What about you, Sir Dwarf? What brought you here?
If I'm gonna be honest with you, boredom. I can't really go to the arena right now, so
How come?
it's a long story.
It's rain. Actually, it's quite short.
Oh fuck, he's gonna. Oh no.
Feeling good about beating up people who can't fight back?
I mean, and could just omit certain parts of the truth.
Yeah.
Or you could
So
be
I'll go on
honest,
to explain
like
it
a
in, like-
hero.
Yeah, there was a.
Let's be honest here. You're not looking at any of the Paladinos that have honesty in them.
Yep.
You're looking at the Conan one. Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentations of their players.
So let's see. How can I explain this without omitting the rain part? Yeah, it's like I got a little hot. You know, someone said something, and there was a fight. You know.
Oh, there usually is,
Happens.
yes.
Yeah,
Was it a challenge against your honor?
you could say that.
Then, my friend, if you lashed out in that to defend it, you did nothing wrong.
Algern will remember this. He wishes he could cast a spell to record this for later.
And that wouldn't go well because Rain would immediately say, "You kind of lied by omission."
No, he didn't lie. He
Why-
just told the story from his perspective.
I have had the best many a man in combat who aspersed my honor or those of the ladies I loved. And I do well in that. I'm a very good fencer, a duelist. I am not a warrior. You know, that's an issue. But to be thrown out, who did you... Like, was it one of the crowd?
No. He's starting to sweat a little bit.
Was it Salamez? He's a big oaf, but he lives as a champion. It's just his ego. He doesn't mean anything truly harmful.
Do I lie? Do I lie?
Let's also remember you weren't kicked out for hitting Rain. You were kicked out for almost killing someone.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to.
Yeah. I just.
Well, that's the thing. It was for hitting Rain and for nearly killing someone.
Yeah, hitting Rain was involved. That's what caused the problem in the first place, particularly the fact that Rain wasn't fighting back.
While you think of this, let's jump to Castalia and Zarzul.
Yeah, give me a hot second here.
So Zarzul, you're going to enter in the Kobold House to see their history?
See if they've got a library of old books that might be unsanitized, as it were, from like the ones in the library. Some of the missing history pieces is what I'm looking for.
Greetings, bold traveler! As one of them greets you immediately in the door.
Hello, friend.
Hello, friend!
I was wondering whether you have a sort of...
Shouldn't you be
library-
working your shift?
I am Zazzle Gidim. I am not of the local
Zarzul, Zarzul.
kobolds.
Zarzul? Zarzul, Zarzul, Zarzul. It goes like an echoing chain down the caverns inside Cobalt House. All right, come in. That's
Thank you.
Zarzul.
This is my companion, Castalia. Which way to the...
Wow.
Yeah. Um,
Salutations.
Hello, friend.
Hello, nurse.
You see the kobold lean against the door with one shoulder, and you just see a little bit of tenseness in his arms. You know, show of a little bit of a mining muscle.
is there a history library in this?
Oh,
in
hi,
the
friend.
Uh, is there a old library in this place? I wish to.
Oh, you want the
find...
room of records?
Yes, that sounds excellent.
Oh, yes, of course. He'll show you the way. Well, yes, you will. Go on, go on. So, I've always wondered about dancing with the devil in the pale moonlight.
That isn't the first time I've heard that line.
Is the first time it worked? And he winks, but then it's 3 different eyelids winking at the same time.
No.
And then the other eyelid closes over as well, because he can't get the hang of it.
No.
How long until I try again?
That's up to you.
Guys, I failed! He just walks in. I require alcohol to numb the pain. The love of my life just rejected me. Another one takes his place. He's a little wall-eyed. He's not really able to focus on you. Aye.
Hello.
What do you do?
I'm an adventurer and a smith.
That's 2 things. So what do you do?
Yes,
That's
I do both.
I mine.
What else do you do?
I mine.
And shouldn't you be mining now?
I should. But they tell me I don't right now. A rock fell on my head.
Ah.
no.
They didn't let me mine it. That rock felt heavy. There could have been something in it.
Do you want to ask to go back and try and mine it?
I'm gonna ask.
You should go ask.
He just turns around and walks back in.
God bless him.
And then there's about 15 kobolds who just charge you and then turn around the corner. You can hear jingling of coins on them. You watch for a little bit and you just see them, yep, right into the tavern.
It's payday.
Zarzul, meanwhile, you were led through a beautifully comforting, enclosed little space, just tall enough for a kobold. It's a little cramped admittedly with your gear, but, you know, you don't mind so much. Get used to it. But this is a twisted little warren with all kinds of nooks and alcoves. All kinds of nice little warm lounges for them to laze in. A couple of nice little relaxing puddles as well. And this bit is our Hall of Records. And more importantly, of course, no light. No light whatsoever.
Okay. Yep.
It's reassuring and comfortable. And the Hall of Records are not what you were hoping for, but what you knew would be there.
Yep.
You were hoping for books and storage. Instead, it is beautiful kobold art murals. It shows their emigration from a different region. It looks like the tribe came from 3 different places as well. You see snow, you see sand, you see very thick green land, like grass painted on taller than a kobold.
Okay, so we've got probably a group of migrants from various places arriving. Maybe
And you
over
see their
different-
biggins. Their chiefs immortalized.
Yes. Are they all great and proud-looking kobolds?
They are, actually. There's also a small little segment on a single kobold. It doesn't show
Um,
the lands they come from, but they are depicted constantly as walking under the sun.
They come
I'm a
from a
shoot.
lot down under.
Does he have a large hat?
He does not have a large hat. He does, however, have a normal-sized axe.
Okay.
And there is shown various beasts of pretty, like, you've slain a couple of these sort of things. Nothing abnormal or bizarre, but then you see at his feet a dragon skull.
Yay.
Now, admittedly, it's a small dragon skull. Probably a child. But it's a dragon skull killed by a kobold.
Great kobold.
And this
Hopefully
little one
it's
ends with depictions of the mines, and the kobold sitting upon a throne of rock with a pickaxe in hand.
okay. Obviously, the leader that brought them here and started the mining.
But then you get back to the main narrative above it, which is running parallel. That one you do see eventually. You see the egg, which is very polished looking. Like, it looks like they found a little gemstone and inlaid it in the wall. And then you see Lazul. Even from his baby pictures, he has monocles. You see him gradually build up a wardrobe with finery. You see him depicted, and then the tail end of a beard in the frame. You see strife. You see actually a familiar beard. It's heavy with black iron.
Okay. Yep, I know this one. That's the dwarf beater beard.
Well, come to think of it, actually, you've only heard about it from Castalia,
Yep.
because Malgern sure as fuck isn't telling the story. What happened? I got beaten like a whelp by an elder guy's beard.
That's a boar hen beard if ever I saw one.
But there's a lot of
Family.
various feet and legs, which he seems to have negotiated with. It's like looking at the parents of various cartoon characters. But then you see, a heroic effort. You see Lazul in the hat and monocle, a much smaller hat, a much more reasonable hat. Looks like it's been flattened, with candle upon it. You see pickaxe in hand. You see a great swarm of kobolds around him, all drawn slightly smaller, bringing forth great shiny rocks. You see it laid out. Very economically, you see diamond and then a stack behind it in a column. You see stone, you see gold, you see iron. And a great train of kobolds carrying all this to the throne.
Whose throne? Is it...
A proper ornate throne, not a stone throne.
Not a kobold throne.
No, and there is a later depiction showing off the mountain with Castle Raxis upon it.
Okay.
And there is a depiction, quite a beautiful, like, simple geometric one. And you can sort of piece together, this looks like a young boar hen and Lazul. Again, there's a lot of images of hands shaking. And I gotta say, it looks like this kobold artist was showing off. These hands are very well done.
He's got human hands down. Well,
His hands are always the same size as the hands he's shaking.
okay. So not quite right, but close enough. He's doing a good job.
And then as you watch, it leads on to several wedding pictures. And also the establishment of Cobalt House itself. Where you can see that actually far below Cobalt House, they raised up the great stone inside it.
Okay.
You see many kobolds at work, but you also see a small selection of dwarves. Very short beards on them. And also a tiefling.
Is the tiefling white?
Yes.
Female, possibly even?
Hard to tell, they didn't really put that much detail in.
Okay. So I've got young dwarves and a white tiefling. Hmm. Interesting. Is there any record keeper around here, or it's just a viewing hall, as it were?
We could ask.
Is there a kobold around who deals in the history of these lands?
Oh yes, we have.
Possibly human history, as it were.
His tongue comes out, starts to clean one eyeball. 3 of them are still here. Yes, I'll go get them.
Excellent.
They come out looking pretty identical, except they've obviously got a little bit of paint marking them on their scales. Just bits on the shoulders and the snout. Hi, hi, hi.
Hi. It's just hello, friends. I was just wondering about the history of the humans and dwarves of these lands.
Mm-hmm.
You've obviously done great work on recording the kobold history.
Thank you. Most of what we've done is just that bit there, as he leads to the most recent history. Mainly the wedding portraits. It was the great ones who did the previous work. They taught us everything.
Who is the kobold with the axe?
Oh, that is the great Zarzul.
Ah,
Oh fuck.
I see. My tribe had sent a greeter previously. Then
Oh? He came from a foreign land. Yes, he would not tell us where it from. But he walked in day. He fought great monsters with no fear. Well, some fear, but controlled fear.
and everyone was his friend.
Um, they didn't appreciate him, to be perfectly honest. If we, it leads you to one of the portraits, so you start to notice little details that you missed out. As you can see here, the fists raised. We were told that most of them were in support, but these fists that were raised with the fist turned that way, those were the ones against him. Because he did really. It was the big monster war. That was about 4 kobold generations ago. You know it's about 100 years ago. Kobolds can live longer than that. They don't, but they can.
They don't.
It's even said on their age. Although a kobold can live to 120 years, they don't. They rarely get this far.
Nice. So they're like Plankton. Honestly, I didn't think I'd get this far.
It's in Volo's guide. It's fucking great.
Oh, that's fucking great. Yeah, that is.
Like, the
that's
goblins don't have that. The kobolds do, though. But yes, Great Monster War. He sallied forth. He led warriors who were more brave than the kobold tribes we had. We were still split and divided. He showed us we could be strong together. And then, about 80 years later, we decided we had a leader who could lead us. It takes a while to get these things working. But he was a great, brave hero. He still works at the mine.
Oh, really?
Yes, he's one of the great ones.
I'd like to meet him one day.
And then you think back, Zarzul, very far back to the cave, to the lair. There have been previous Zarzuls.
Yep.
Normally it's a case of, you don't really fit in here, but you'd make a great Zarzul.
Oh no.
The Golga Finch project.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're not exactly what the colony needs, but out there, we think you could find your potential.
Find allies and friends for us. It makes it safer
You,
for us.
a brave
Out you go.
Zarzul.
Oh no.
There are other Zazuls out there already, probably.
Oh no, they don't tell that bit.
It would be great elsewhere.
You have such amazing uniqueness and individuality, but you should share that with the world. Think of yourself as not only a Zarzul, but also an ambassador. In fact, that's the same word. That's what we mean. Zarzul means ambassador in our tribe. So you're an ambassador for our people out there. Further out there, like way out there.
That's why I've been introducing myself as the ambassador of the Gidim tribe.
Exactly.
It was all planned.
Yep. And they'll back me up when I can find them again. They may have gone the other way when they sent me out. I'm not sure.
But here you can see that, yes, this Zarzul made it.
Very proud of my clan.
Do you have further questions, inquiries, wonders?
Yes. Can you tell me more of the recent history? Possibly what happened with the previous rulers of the city?
Previous rulers. One of them died recently. Like that's a big deal.
Yeah. What happened to the rest of the family? They
Um,
generally throw these things around in their close knit families. It's passed
yeah, but
around.
that's really sort of an up thing, like a surface problem. Down here, like it's not
Yeah.
a big deal. I mean, Suzanne lost like two eggs. That's a big deal, but she's got like 18 extras, so we're perfectly fine. Like our numbers are going way up.
Yeah, I know it's weird, but they put.
I don't know why they just don't
bad-
put a new one in. I mean, apparently that's a big issue right now of putting someone else in the chair, but it's real easy. I mean, okay, it would be really tough to get another Renenbach, but we could probably get a new one really quick.
Yeah, I'm surprised there
Not
isn't
Teddy
actually.
though. Teddy had a rock fall on his head. He's not leader material.
Was he the one guarding the entrance a little while ago? Because I don't think he is anymore.
Yeah, we don't. He gets lost down here now. That's not good. He shouldn't get lost here now. So we keep him up there because then he
Yeah.
probably wouldn't be able to find food.
Ooh, yeah.
He can still mine though. Yeah, he's a great worker. He doesn't remember to take breaks. He's really good.
Yep. Okay. Do you have anyone here who keeps track on the surface dwellers?
I think Gypson's like the what the fuck do they call? Gossip. She's a gossip.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
She's really surface now though. She's really like she's not down with us anymore. Like she's all about the top. We had to carve a second floor in Cobalt House for her.
Okay, so she's on the second floor, is she?
Oh, she's like always at the market too.
Okay. How would I go and find Zazu? I wish to say hello.
He goes to the biggest mines. Like he's the greatest foreman. He really gets like. We'll be honest here. See all those stacks. Like Sir Renenbach is really good, but those were kind of mostly Zarzul's work.
Okay.
But he's still really good. Like he really organized us. I don't want to say
Yep.
anything bad about him, especially since it echoes in here. But he's really good.
Fair enough.
But right now, I think he's at the diamond mine, the one that's in trouble that you were asked to work on.
I know. Unfortunately, another thing came up.
We could give you a better wife. We've all been conversing about that, and we think that Susie was a really bad pick.
This is okay, friend.
We could do way better. Oh, we could hire you a tall wife, if you like that. They said you were dancing with a tall one.
It was a social event.
You still have nightmares now and again. There's that time there's the time you were clubbed by a giant, and that time you were hugged by a female dwarf who seemed bigger.
Yep. All right. I hope to get off to the diamond mine shortly.
How about 2 wives of equal to lesser quality?
I will have a think about it.
We can get one that
Yeah.
cooks.
I'll definitely have to consider my options. Thank you.
We can't do cooking and cleaning, though. That's too many jobs.
Fair enough. Can I have one of each?
That's a great idea. You see, he's a great idea. Well, he says he's Zarzul. He could be like a regular Zarzul. Okay, we'll
Oh,
converse with the rest.
yeah. What's the chance of gypsum being on the second floor, as it were?
Pretty good. Nothing's on sale right now, and there's no big party, but Renenbach's going to. Lord Renenbach. It's just, she's a fancy lady and his first wife, so it's kind of a big deal.
Okay, maybe another time.
So,
Thank you.
no, you could be polite. That might work. I mean, she's still one of us. Not really one of us. You see the two behind the one who's speaking just shake their heads. It's not one of us.
Okay. Thank you, good sir. I shall be off and consider your offers.
Goodbye, friend.
Goodbye, friend. Now I make my way out.
You make your
Yes.
way past the one who had a rock on his head.
I'm gonna try something slightly insane and just cast lesser restoration on him on the way by.
As you cast it, you see his eyes move back into focus. One's still a little dilated, but you know what? Good enough.
Is that better, friend?
Hi, friend.
Hey, is your vision better?
I see.
Excellent. Have a good day, friend. I shall be off.
Is it day? I should be working.
I think you were meant to be guarding the door.
Oh, that is a job. Yeah. He walks out with you. He is like an inch behind you. You can feel his breath on your neck the whole time. He doesn't use his mouth. He doesn't use his nose.
Time to go.
All right.
Whoa.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Did you talk to them about that rock?
Who?
You.
Me?
Yes.
I'm not a rock.
No, but a rock hit you, and you were going to go and mine it.
His eyes sort of roll back a bit, a little too far. Oh. Yeah, I could do that, sure. He walks back in.
So, did you find out what you needed to find out?
No, they do not have much in the way of history of the, well, they call them surface dwellers. It's understandable. There was interesting things.
Oh, such as?
Oh, one of my predecessors is out at the diamond mine. I shall
Oh,
have to go there.
could be a fun little meetup.
Yes, he may know more. He sounds like he has his head in the right place.
The fun thing is, I was kind of hoping you wouldn't want to check their Hall of Records, so that you would get the surprise of the hello friend with sincerity at the diamond mine.
You ruined everything.
No, it's
Cool.
fine. Like, it was there. Of course they're going to hail their hero, the great Zarzul. I was wondering if it was going to be a surprise, and I didn't think he'd actually check the records of the kobolds.
I was trying to think of people who might have records that.
Yeah.
I was hoping for old thrown away books or something that they kept in storage because they were interesting, if only just for the pictures. But oh well.
And unfortunately, they're a little more practical, even these fuckers.
Good toilet paper is hard to find, and when people are throwing it out, you keep it.
And don't forget, you did actually find some information. We found out that there's a gossip, the kobold.
Yep. Which I may try at a later date.
Yep, and as you know, she's a fancy lady, which means it's up to Cornelius to seduce her.
I'm gonna have to dress up for the visit. That's all. Present myself as somebody who isn't somebody who's crawled around in tunnels.
Bring a bouquet of coupons.
Well, Oh god, you are actually going to need Cornelius' help.
Yeah, he asked you for
Possibly.
fashion tips. Now you get to ask him.
Yep. This can't end badly. It will end badly.
You're going to have need help about protocol, about how to approach nobles. Or people that need food.
Somewhat, yes.
He needs the cliff notes. He doesn't need the details, just the surface notes.
Oh yeah, but remember, this is also a kobold that we're having to deal with. I'm assuming she only read the cliff notes anyway.
Well, what a racist assumption to make, you know?
Wow.
But is it a wrong one?
Probably not.
Probably. Okay, I am so fucked.
Correct.
And I may end
Kobolds
up
are a
with
fun race.
Hmm.
So, who should we jump to?
Onwards.
Who wants the spotlight?
I'm gonna grab some things on the way home for dinner, and that's probably it. I think I've done everything I can. Castalia, is there anything you need to do?
No, not really.
You do find congrats at the marketplace, also stocking up on things, although his are more colorful and possibly more potent.
This is fine.
But you
I'm
do
glad
see
to
him
hear that.
having to slide very few coins and haggle as genially as he can. Like, it's not a big amount he brings back with him.
Aw.
You guys are laden. Him, one bag. Malgurn. Nope.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, do you want to go? Go ahead.
I'd just embrace him from behind.
He punches you because you snuck up on him. You can't do that, honey. I
Oh
told
no, no, no.
How
As a heroic paladin, he is always alert and vigilant.
you. Yeah.
Oh, it's always good to feel those hands. Hey, Tally.
Hello, how's your day been?
Oh, a lot of fun. I mean, I was a noble mount for a whole bunch of kids. Told them a few slightly adjusted versions of things we did. Not the things we did, the things we did, as he brings his arms out to include Zarzul.
It's understandable.
Yeah, I had to trim a few bits and pieces and, you say things like we defeated them, not that we, ignited them, burned them, killed them. There's things that kids don't need to hear right now. We're still innocents.
Oh,
Made them
yes, of
scream
course.
and plead for their lives in the last few seconds they have left.
Yeah, beat up people who eat people for a living. But, just monsters, things in the dark. Although I've just, have to keep telling a few of them because, because of the, what was big ones called again? Things we fought when me head wasn't right.
In the slums,
Ah, yeah.
the Oni.
Oh, yeah. A few of them still get nightmares and.
Do we even know that they're called Onis?
Yeah, you've done some studies.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'll let you guys roll history and all the work out, but these are the folklore creatures of the Oni. You didn't know specifics, but you knew the name. Oni,
Okay.
boogeymen, etc. Yeah, a lot of them still get nightmares, so I think I'm fully booked. Once they go to sleep, apparently I'm going to be there to fight them off. Hope I do a lot better than I did last time. No,
You'll do wonderfully.
it's not for me though, it's for them. They need a good night's sleep. They need to not be afraid this young. I mean, at any age, but especially as a kid. And then we get split screen here. We see Kagratz talking about his concern for people, and then we get Malgurin just chugging on a big mug, while the Catman pours his heart out to him.
I'm not chugging on a big mug. It's a theater, not a bar.
It is a bar. It's in the theater.
Oh, okay.
It's family theater and a dance hall. This place immediately swaps to adults about a certain point in time.
It's a bar. It's
This
a
is
theater.
a place
It's a combination
that
bar
got
theater.
absolutely hammered in last time.
Yeah. You guys got so trashed that Zarzul was almost having a stroke at the ever-changing colors of the MC's suit. So, you lot all done for the day?
Mm-hmm. Just about.
You look well pleased.
I got in some good reading today.
Ah. I'll have to ask about that there. You want a hand with that, little bro?
Don't think I'm carrying anything at the moment.
Well, you said you were picking a few things up.
Yeah.
So it's no great luggage train or anything like that there, but, he offers to help people because he's nice like that, because he's a hero, Malgern.
I knew that was. I was like, he's gonna twist this, and there it is.
He's just the best guy ever. Like, he's a completely flawless character, but not a Mary Sue. No.
Mm-hmm. This is completely.
He's just
different.
that good.
Still a good friend.
Yeah.
Let's head home.
All right, then. Back to Malgern. It's coming up to dinner time. The Catman doesn't seem like he'll be too fun of company unless you can do something for him. But the evening's all right, and I mean, it's already the second time you've seen yourself do that fight now with bugbears. You know what? You fucking nailed it. Like, you can tell from the first time you saw Megrin perform, he has been watching you. He has learned. Because he's doing that way better, and he must have gotten that from you.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Now is Horizon still sulking about Rain?
Yeah, he's sulking, but he's not trying to bring you down. It's just,
Yeah, no, but
he's a little subdued.
hmm,
But you can tell he's thinking mostly into himself.
do I invite him to come back with me because Rain will be there?
Getting ready for her date with John.
To be fair,
no.
it's not a date.
Malgern does not know that.
I'm also not sure that Gordon even knows that Rain is going out.
Nope, he does not. He just knows she's there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna invite him to come back to the house. You seem a little upset. You want to come back to the house for a little bit? Rain will be there.
Oh, I'd love to. She is... I am devoted. I am torn.
Oh, come on. We'll talk about it on the way over.
I know, but I just don't think right now I don't think I'm enough. I don't think I'm good enough.
And why not?
As I said, she lives this dangerous life of adventure and mystery and horrible things, but also with beautiful wonders. I mean, I've heard the stories. I've seen what you fellows have done, as he gestures to the stage.
And you believe everything you see.
How could I compare to that? I've fought some smarmy drunkards. I've dueled with a minor pirate captain who can't even run his own ship correctly. I'm nothing.
I'm gonna lean over to him and be like, if you're talking about that, let's just say there's some embellishment.
Oh, well, I know that. I know Frida is a man. As he slides down and just makes some few sad cat noises.
No, it's that's not what I meant.
Yes, and I know your poor friend Cornelius. He is a learned man of immense skill. That is not him at all in that adventure.
Fuck me, this cat is a real buzzkill.
He's not some buffoon like that, but it's entertaining for the kids.
For once, it sounds like Rain has gotten a good companion. Get his head right on.
Yeah, that's the funny part.
That's right, ladies. For all your NPC needs, I can make great marriage material.
Yeah.
Men's with crippling self-confidence issues and those who have flaws yet unknown.
The hilarious part on this is the one where she was dragged kicking and screaming and then went, hey, wait a second. No, I should probably stay around now.
You're a horrible person.
Yeah, she was really against it.
Yeah.
And then
She was
realized
really
one
scared
session, you
about
know what?
it.
He's actually nice.
Yeah, and it was just kind of like, wait, what?
That's fucked up, dude.
I mean, I am free to admit that one-on-one, Sir Dwarf, you would best me every time, without even a question.
Well, yes, but so what?
Can you get... Now, here's the thing, Malgern. Can you hide your shit-eating grin?
Yeah. Yeah, I would be like, oh man, he did just say that. Oh shit. That's great.
This is amazing. Say more about me. Like, I mean, I'm probably a bigger source of your concerns right now. Like, we should really hash that out. Really bring that out into the open loudly so everyone can hear.
Like, how hard would I beat you? You know, it'd be
It would be a complete
hard,
stomp, right? I mean, I need you to say that it would be a complete stomp, just so we both are on the same page here, because I don't want to pressure you in anything.
By the end of this conversation, when they come back to the house, he's just gonna go in, all right, Rain, this is not your boyfriend anymore. This is mine now.
This is my bitch.
And then Usain bursts through the
and the
door.
next thing we
Get your
know-
hands
yeah.
off my dwarf! And the love triangle begins.
Roll a d20, Malgern.
Oh no!
Are you being serious?
Yes, I'm being serious.
Oh shit, he's
We're gonna end the session with a bellow. Get your hands off my dwarf.
Oh no!
Because we got 5 minutes to go, and I think that's a good cliffhanger.
Yeah. Oh shit, it is almost midnight. Oh.
Yep. We're gonna end the session here and be back next week. I think.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I should be.
And remember, Americans, 4 hours ago is when we start next week.
Mhm.
I've already made a special alarm for that day.
Good.
Well, we can always just like remember to.
Yeah, I mean, we can remind them as well. We'll probably be playing MechWarrior online, but just in case. For those who don't also play Stompy Robots. But for now, that'll do for tonight. Hope you guys had fun.
Oh, I had a lot of fun. That was
Yep.
that street encounter was great.